News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Pig Beach Barbecue on 2400 South Dixie Highway is ready for football season. With the best video walls, big screen TVs, and audio system in South Florida, it's the best place to watch all the games. Enjoy all their incredible barbecue, burgers, signature sandwiches, beers, and cocktails as you cheer on your favorite team. And with the NFL Sunday Ticket, you can be sure they will always have on the game you want to see. Let's kick off this football season right at Pig Beach Barbecue on 2400 South Dixie Highway.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3.
Oh, it's a cannon shot! Go ahead and give him the goal of the league!
This is the Inter Miami pregame show, live from the ESPN West Palm studios. Here's Mike Rizzo.
It is win or go home for our Inter Miami Herons. Welcome on in, folks, to your Inter Miami pregame show. I am your host, Mike Rizzo, and listen, this is why we do the games in March. This is why we do the games in April. Win or go home with the best player in the world. I like our chances today for the Inter Miami Herons. I'm live at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we're going to be hearing Ken LaVicka live on site, TQL Stadium, as Lionel Messi and the Inter Miami Herons try to beat FC Cincinnati for the first time since Lionel joined the squad back in 2023. We have starting lineups, and we're going to get underway here in just a second. Let's get you those starting lineups presented by our local South Florida Audi dealer. Folks, test drive that new A5 at the local South Florida Audi dealer today. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. You know, as I always say, folks, pull into that lot at Chase Stadium in style with that brand new A5. All right, it's a 4-3-2 for our Inter Miami Herons. It is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've been lied to. It is a 5-3-2. Inter Miami going with 5 in the back tonight. 5 in the back tonight for Inter Miami. You got Jordi Alba, you got Noah Allen, Sergio Busquets, Maxi Falcone, and Marcelo Wagon. I'm so used to Inter Miami going with that patented 4-4-2. They have 5 in the back tonight. So they are really trying to candy bar that door and stop De Silva and Denke and Ferrara, some of those dangerous attackers that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks now for FC Cincinnati. It's been almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks since we've seen our Inter Miami Herons in action. Obviously, we had the international break. That recently just happened, but we are in action tonight with a 5-3-2 with Inter Miami. Now, we mentioned the back line. Let's get to the midfield because Rodrigo DePaul is going to be holding down that central midfield pivot. Now, in a formation that runs 5 at the back, you know, DePaul can play up. He can play up within the attack, and he's going to have to, because Sergio Busquets is on that back line who usually makes those passes downfield. You know, Sergio, one of the better number 5s in world football history. You've seen him throughout his career be able to make those long balls, those long through balls, the long grounder balls. He is going to anchor that back line in the 5 in the back. So Rodrigo DePaul going to be playing up. Tadio Allende and Baltasar Rodriguez are the right and left midfielders. And then Lionel Messi and Matteo Silvetti in a dual strike partnership. This is an interesting lineup for Coach Mascherano tonight because Luis Suarez is actually available. Remember, Luis was unavailable in that final game against Nashville for what the MLS deemed kind of unsportsmanlike conduct, you know, conduct that was worthy of a suspension in that second fixture in Nashville. So Suarez, who is available, who is usually the player in the dual strike partnership, he will be coming off of the bench, and I expect to see him at some point today. Maybe if it's to take Silvetti off, maybe Silvetti drops back to a left mid or a right mid. The great thing about Matteo Silvetti, the young teenager, Argentinian, he could play a lot of positions. He could play striker. He could play left mid, right mid. And I know Inter Miami's not running that kind of lineup tonight, but he could play right wing, left wing if they were running 3 up top in the patented 4-3-3. But Silvetti could drop back and play multiple positions. So I wonder if that's what Coach Mascherano was thinking tonight. Now, I did not expect a 5 at the back. This is the first time Inter Miami will have a 5 at the back all season long as well. So Coach Mascherano certainly making a statement with this lineup. Let's take a look over at FC Cincinnati, and nothing new here. Cincinnati has been able to run that 3 at the back all season long and have a lot of success. And it is anchored by Miles Robinson, who is the brother of Jedi Robinson, who plays in the Premier League for Fulham and is also a part of the United States men's national team. We've seen Miles Robinson appear in CONCACAF Gold Cup action and dare I say, some of the lesser tournaments, but he is a fine player, and he is going to be anchoring that central defensive position in the 3 at the back. And then 5 midfielders, so a 3-5-2 for FC Cincinnati. Like I said, nothing different tactically, but you got Robinson anchoring that. You got Hogland and then Hadabi. So Hadabi, Robinson, and Hugland managing the 3 at the back for Cincinnati. Now, what makes Cincinnati dangerous, in my opinion, is their wingback, specifically Engel. Engel is a left wingback, Lucas Engel. He's from Denmark, and you're going to see him cover a lot of ground tonight. I think it's imperative in a 3-5-2 for the wingbacks to drop back on the defensive side, but also join the attack. And then equally, it's important for, midfielders in that centralized spot in Gideon Buka, that's at least who they're running tonight. They need to hold it down defensively because you could spread the 3-5-2 wide open if those guys get out of position. So I think if I'm Coach Mascherano and Inter Miami, I'm putting the ball on Lionel Messi's foot, and I'm trying to kind of get after Giddy and Buka, the central defensive midfielders coming up for FC Cincinnati tonight, and get some favorable matchups in those 3 at the back. So an interesting lineup, I think, on both sides. Tactically for Inter Miami, it's very interesting with a 5-3-2. It's the first time they're running 5 at the back all year. And then FC Cincinnati with their patented 3-5-2. The personnel hasn't changed, but in my opinion, it's fascinating because it's hard to run 3 at the back. I don't want to say it's rare, but in world football, it's rare. You see Manchester United do it under Ruben Amorim, but Cincinnati's had success all season long with this specific formation. So I'm interested to see how 5 at the back and Lionel Messi and Matteo Silvetti, the 2 players up top, I can't wait to see it coming up tonight. Now, we did have some fixtures happen across the knockout stages already. And believe it or not, LAFC out of the MLS Cup after Vancouver was able to win in penalties 4-3. Now, it was a 2-2 tie. It was a 2-2 tie, and none other than Heung-min Son, the Centurion from Tottenham Hotspur, Son who I think was one of the better players in the Premier League for the better half of a decade. He recently joined LAFC, and if you listen to my programs like Pink Smoke, every Wednesday night on ESPN 106.3, I wax poetically for Heung-min Son and the signing he was for LAFC. He had 2 goals, and he had the equalizer in the 95th minute. So it really was a great game. It was a great fixture played yesterday, but Vancouver, in a bit of a surprise, able to win. So the home team able to win. LAFC is at home. So we'll have to keep an eye on a couple of other fixtures that are coming up. You're going to have Philadelphia and NYCFC coming up at 7:45. So that is going to be the game directly after our Inter Miami Herons face off against FC Cincinnati. And then tomorrow, be on the lookout for San Diego and Minnesota, 2 clubs that are really trying to make history, as these are newer clubs within the MLS. These are clubs that, haven't necessarily done a lot in the namesake of being in the MLS. So I think these are fascinating fixtures. Obviously, with our Herons in a win-or-go-home on the road, Lionel Messi, arguably still the greatest player in the world. And then later on tonight, the Supporter Shield champions in Philadelphia, facing off against NYCFC, and then San Diego. This is your Inter Miami pregame show. I am your host, Mike Rizzo. We are powered by that local South Florida Audi dealer. Test drive that brand new A5 today. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. And you could always go to your local South Florida Audi dealer, and pull in to Chase Stadium in style and show off that brand new A5. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll continue to break down the fixture of our Herons on the road quarterfinal matchup, win or go home against FC Cincinnati. We'll give you starting lineups once again. You know, I do find it very fascinating of the five at the back. We'll hear from Ken Levica coming up at about 5:09. I'm expecting kickoff to be around 5:09, 5:10. So we'll hear from Ken coming up then, as he is pitchside at TQL Stadium. Our OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, is with him. We are Inter Miami Football on ESPN 106.3.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Winter is coming and your neighborhood DQ Grill and Chill is ready. Treat yourself to the new Peppermint Bark Blizzard or the Frosted Sugar Cookie Blizzard. Two festive flavors that taste just like the holidays. Still hungry? Try DQ's Sweet Chili Tossed Chicken Tenders. A perfect balance of sweet and heat. And while you're at DQ Grill and Chill, make your celebration complete. Stop in today and order your DQ holiday cake. DQ Grill and Chill with two convenient locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Pig Beach Barbecue on 2400 South Dixie Highway is ready for football season. With the best video walls, big screen TVs, and audio system in South Florida, it's the best place to watch all the games. Enjoy all their incredible barbecue, burgers, signature sandwiches, beers, and cocktails as you cheer on your favorite team. And with the NFL Sunday Ticket, you can be sure they will always have on the game you want to see. Let's kick off this football season right at Pig Beach Barbecue on 2400 South Dixie Highway.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
This is ESPN 1063, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 1063, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 1063. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Now Busquets, long ball up ahead, has Messi in front of the defense, left attacking third to the backs, Messi, oh, he deked the keeper, and he scores with the left foot, he ran right by Coronel, and finished with the left foot, Lionel Messi, a wonder goal, 4-1 Inter Miami, an all-world pass from Sergio Busquets, and Messi left Coronel in his dust. It doesn't get any more beautiful than that. Showtime! 4-1. Inter Miami, just shy of the hour mark.
That's voicing the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka. We're going to be hearing from him in about 15 minutes. We're going to get that ball rolling around 5:08 coming up in Cincinnati. TQL Stadium, win or go home for our Inter Miami Herons coming up in just about 15 minutes. And let's hope that we hear a couple more wonder goals, as Ken called it there, from Lionel Messi coming up later on today. But once again, this is your Inter Miami pregame show. I am your host, Mike Rizzo. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Test drive the beautiful A5 today at your local South Florida Audi dealer. Now, you heard Lionel Messi's highlight there. Let's check in on exactly what he has been up to when it comes to scoring. Obviously, he won the Golden Boot. We honored Lionel Messi with the Golden Boot in that first playoff fixture against Nashville. But obviously, Messi has been scoring a lot of goals since then. Messi was the leading goal scorer in the three-game series against Nashville for Inter Miami and in the series as a whole. And he has 34 goals this season, including playoffs, 17 assists. That is 51 goal and assist contributions. Putting that in perspective, Denny Bouanga and Sam Surridge obviously no longer in the MLS playoffs. Bouanga plays for LAFC. They recently lost in their fixture against Vancouver. And then Sam Surridge got the Billy bounce from our Inter Miami Herons, courtesy of Lionel Messi. So obviously they're not going to be scoring any more goals, and it's out of reach. It's out of reach. But to put things in perspective, Messi's not done. I'm assuming our Herons are we'll do predictions later on, but shocker, I'm going to pick Inter Miami to win the fixture, and I'm going to pick Lionel Messi to get a brace, because that's what he does. The brace man, as the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, calls him. But 34 goals, that's 9 better than Bouanga, and 11 better than Surridge. Sorry, folks, public school math. 8 better than Bouanga, 9 better than Surridge, with Bouanga with the 26 and Surridge with the 25. I find it fascinating how dominant Lionel Messi still is at the age of 38. And, he just inked in that 3-year deal with Inter Miami. I'm assuming we're going to be seeing more of the same. Inter Miami, I think, is going to be very active coming up in the transfer window. I hate to sit here and speculate all the way, when Inter Miami is adding players coming up next year. But if you look at what Inter Miami has done this year by adding Rodrigo DePaul, DePaul is a world-class midfielder. He is an absolute powerhouse in that midfield, and he is Lionel Messi's enforcer. So I'm assuming there are going to be even more bigger signings and more bigger news for our Inter Miami Herons as we inch closer to Lionel Messi starting that 3-year contract coming up next year. But let's focus on the now, and that is today against FC Cincinnati at TQL Stadium. Win or go home. Our Inter Miami Herons with Lionel Messi have never beaten FC Cincinnati. So it could be a first time coming up for our Herons at TQL Stadium. Let's get you the lineups, though. Inter Miami going with a 5-3-2. And if you're just joining us, this is the first time all season long Inter Miami is going to be running 5 at the back. It's Jordi Alba, Noah Allen, Sergio Busquets, Maxi Falcone, and Marcelo Wagon. Those are the 5 defenders. Busquets is going to be key. I'm interested to see how Coach Mascherano is going to tell, or rather how he's going to dispatch Sergio Busquets, because he is the man anchoring the middle on that 5 at the back. Is he going to join the attack? Is Falcone and Allen going to cover for him more often than not? Now, I know one thing. Jordi Alba joins the attack. Jordi Alba is an attacking wingback, attacking fullback historically. I think he's going to be playing more of a wingback tonight. I am fascinated to see how this lineup is going to be utilized. I find it hard to believe that Inter Miami is going to have 5 defenders back while just Allende, Rodriguez, DePaul, Messi, and Silvetti are the ones attacking. Alba's going to join the attack. No Ian Frey tonight. Ian Frey likes to get forward, but Wagon on that right side. We'll have to see how far forward he goes. But I think it's going to start with Sergio Busquets and how they're going to utilize Sergio coming up tonight. As I've mentioned, being that player in the middle. I haven't mentioned him yet, but it's just such like a set and forget at this point in time. But Rocco Rios Novo is in net. Obviously, Oscar Ustadi is the veteran goalkeeper that Coach Mascherano went with more often than not this season. But it seems like Rocco Rios Novo has been the goalkeeper of choice for the last month. Maybe even month and a half. The last 7-8 fixtures for Inter Miami, Rios Novo has been the featured keeper. So I think from this point on, if Inter Miami do attain victory tonight at TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, he's going to be the keeper. And he's probably, and I'm speculating, he's probably going to be the keeper even leading into next year. But let's leave that for the future. I mentioned Cincinnati, the 3-5-2, their patented 3-5-2. They got Hadebi, Robinson, Hogland, the 3 at the back, Engel, Giddy, Fiorata, Buca, and then Chitke playing right back, and then De Silvetti and Denke. De Silvetti and Denke are the 2 strikers up top. It is a dual strike partnership. De Silva is very dangerous. The young Brazilian has really had a great year. The 2 Brazilians in Fiorata and De Silva, that is where the bulk of the goals come from for FC Cincinnati. Now, give credit to Denke. Actually, let me rephrase that. It is a trio of goal scorers in Denke, De Silva, and Fiorata. Fiorata, any other year where Buanga, Surridge, and Messi don't have 25-plus goals, I would even listen to him possibly being MLS Player of the Year. Obviously, Lionel Messi is going to be the MLS Player of the Year, but you get what I'm saying. Fiorata does a lot for that team. He does a lot for the team, and he wears a lot of hats if it's scoring goals or assisting. I think it's going to be key for FC Cincinnati if they want to have success, have good, late afternoons with a 5 o'clock start. I think it's imperative that Engel and Echenike, their wingbacks, have good nights. But I think what Coach Mascherano and the Herons are going to try to exploit tonight, it's going to be the center midfield in Giddy and Buca. In a 3-5-2, if you don't have good DMs holding the pivot in midfield, you will get, gashed open, as I call it. As a Premier League fan, I'm a Manchester United fan. They run a 3-5-2, folks. It is imperative for the DMs to play well and to hold that pivot down. Now, with United, it's more of a 3-4-3, but neither here nor there. More often than not, United does have 5 in the middle, similar to the Cincinnati formation. But it is going to be imperative for Giddy and Buca to hold that down. And I think Lionel Messi, playing a dual strike partnership with Silvetti, we've seen Messi in the past kind of play that false 9. And what I mean by a false 9 is a striker that likes to have the ball at his feet and makes passes in. I think Messi's going to play behind Silvetti in that false 9 position and have Allende and Rodriguez streaking to the box. Allende is in form. He's been fantastic. The couple of playoff fixtures that Inter Miami has already played, the 3 against Nashville, and he's been in form since the end of the season, I could argue, in the regular season. Allende is the one thing Allende, I think, has struggled this year with is his first touch, and we've seen him significantly get better with that come playoff time, and I think he's going to be a heck of a threat, especially in the year or two. Allende, one of the bigger Inter Miami Herons on the team, sitting at 6 feet tall. It's tall for a world football player. 6 feet is tall. No, geez, I'm 6'2". I think I missed my calling. No, I'm too slow. But regardless, Allende is going to be cutting into the box, and the always dangerous Baltasar Rodriguez, who could score a wonder goal at any moment's time. But once again, if you're just joining us, Inter Miami going with a 5-3-2, and Cincinnati going with their patented 3-5-2. Let's take a time out here on our Inter Miami radio network. We are powered by that local South Florida Audi dealer, AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. Test drive that brand new A5 today at your local South Florida Audi dealer. When we return, we'll wrap things up here on the pregame show. We'll throw things to Ken LaVicka coming up at about 5:05-ish. We're keeping an eye on the start of Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati. Our Herons on the road coming up today. Coming up this late afternoon, 5 p.m. We're going to hear from the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka. Taking a timeout, coming right back on your Inter Miami radio network.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
What does 268 horsepower sound like? You're hearing it right now. This is the Audi A5. With breathtaking acceleration that commands attention. Precision crafted to bring the thrill to every turn. This is powerful performance. The Audi A5.
Putting the ball behind the keeper takes lots and lots and lots of tireless work that leads to something brilliant. It's the same with PNC Bank. They take a smart, practical approach with your money so you can score brilliant financial goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. Visit pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Touchdown! Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Putting the ball behind the keeper takes lots and lots and lots of tireless work that leads to something brilliant. It's the same with PNC Bank. They take a smart, practical approach with your money so you can score brilliant financial goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. Visit pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Touchdown! Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Suarez to the left of the box. He's going to send it across. It balls to Messi from outside the right portion, 6-yard box, and it's a brace for Lionel Messi. His 6th brace in 7 matches. It's 5 for Inter Miami. 5-1. Inter Miami on top. The assist for Suarez and Lionel Messi. He is at the top of the Golden Boot race in Major League Soccer. 18th goal of the MLS campaign.
Folks, let's pause 10 seconds for station identifications all across our Inter Miami radio network.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-7473. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Our final segment of the pregame show, as I've mentioned, we are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. Test drive that brand new A5 today. We are moments away from being pitchside TQL Stadium. Ken LaVicka, voice of the Inter Miami Herons, and our OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, are going to have you covered. Win or go home for our Inter Miami Herons. And Coach Mascherano going with a 5-3-2. First time Inter Miami is running 5 at the back all season long. Let's get you those starting lineups before we throw a pitch side once again. Ken will go over these again, so don't worry. But a 5-3-2 for Inter Miami. You got Jordi Alba, Noah Allen, Sergio Busquets, Maxi Falcone, and Marcelo Wagon. Those are the 5 at the back. Your midfielders, Baltasar Rodriguez on the left, Rodrigo de Paul centralized, and Tadio Allende coming off of the right. The in-form and on fire, Fuego, Tadio Allende, and then the dual strike partnership of Matteo Silvetti and Lionel Messi. I'm expecting Messi to step back and play a false 9 role, going to have the ball at his feet, going to have chances from outside of the box, and going to be playing in the attackers in Allende, Rodriguez, and the young Matteo Silvetti. Cincinnati going with their patented 3-5-2. Nothing different in their lineup. These same usual suspects. Keep an eye on De Silva, Ferrara, and Denke. Those are the 3 attackers for FC Cincinnati. They score, and once again, folks, did I say that they score? They score a lot of goals. So I think that's why Coach Mascherano is going to be going with 5 at the back. He's going to try to candy bar that door and let Lionel Messi do Lionel Messi things. We are moments away from going live at TQL Stadium. We're going to take our final break. When we come back, voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, is going to take you all the way through the first half. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network. Go Herons!
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
What does 268 horsepower sound like? You're hearing it right now. This is the Audi A5. With breathtaking acceleration that commands attention. Precision crafted to bring the thrill to every turn. This is powerful performance. The Audi A5.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3.
Goal de Messi!
Now let's get to the pitch.
Oh, it's a cannon shot! Go ahead and give him the goal of the week!
Here's Ken LaVicka.
It is do or die. It is win and advance. It is lose, and the offseason starts. Not to mention for Inter Miami, it could be the final game for a pair of legends. There is a ton on the line. There is a journey to an MLS Cup to play for, and it happens in mere moments. We welcome you to TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. It is the MLS Cup playoffs, Eastern Conference semifinal. It is Inter Miami paying a visit to FC Cincinnati. And a very special hello to all of you here on this Sunday evening in Cincinnati, Ohio. Inter Miami, fresh off of a 3-game, 2-1 triumph over Nashville in the opening round of the MLS Cup playoffs. FC Cincinnati, they had their own 3-game series and a triumph in game number 3, 2-1 over rival Columbus Crew, and that is where we find ourselves here today. Inter Miami comes into this one with, well, drama, and it is a shocking managerial decision, at least from the outside. Luis Suarez, who was suspended for Game 3 of the Nashville series, he will be available, but notice how I say available, as a substitute of Javier Mascherano's bench. Suarez back from suspension, but not included in the starting 11. Instead, it will be Lionel Messi and Tadeo Allende at the top of Javier Mascherano's formation. And let's get to our 11s before we get ourselves to kickoff. Capacity crowd here in Cincinnati. Let's start with the 11 for the visiting side, Inter Miami, the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. In goal, it is Rocco Rios Novo. Now, it is listed by Javier Mascherano, or at least by Inter Miami, as a 5-3-2, but I suspect that it's going to play more like a 4-4-2, but we'll have to figure this out, and we'll have to see with our own eyeballs how things end up transpiring once the match begins. But let's go ahead and treat this as a 5-man back based on the description that was passed along in the Inter Miami inner circles. Jordi Alba At left back, it's Noah Allen, Sergio Busquets, and Maxi Falcone handling the center back positions, with Marcelo Weigott at right back. Ian Frey suffered an injury on international duty for Jamaica over the last week, and he is not available for Inter Miami here on this Sunday. Now, back to what we were discussing with the formation. I would suspect Sergio Busquets is not playing in the back line as part of a 5-man back line. He is going to push up alongside Rodrigo de Paul in the Inter Miami midfield. On the wings, Baltasar Rodriguez and Matteo Silvetti. What a massive moment for the teenager Matteo Silvetti as he gets the start in an MLS Cup playoff Eastern Conference semifinal. And at the top for Inter Miami, it is Tadeo Allende, as I mentioned, and Lionel Messi. He of 5 goals in this MLS Cup playoff. Now the starting 11, I should say, for FC Cincinnati. Pat Noonan in his 4th year at the helm of FC Cincinnati, and what a wonderful job he has done. Cincinnati 2nd in the Eastern Conference via tiebreaker because of a victory over Inter Miami and then a draw against Inter Miami. Those 2 results were separated by 10 days back in July. FC Cincinnati looks like this in the 11. Roman Celentano, he is the all-time minutes leader for Cincinnati. He is in goal for the home side. A 3-man back line. Teenage Hudeby, Miles Robinson, and Nick Hagland round out that 3-man back line. In the midfield, it's Lucas Engel, Samuel Guidi, Evander, who has torched Inter Miami this season, Pavel Buka, and Ender Echenike. And then at the top of the formation, it is Brenner, the beloved former FC Cincinnati star, who went off to play in Italy, loaned back at the transfer deadline, and he has already been a huge impact maker for FC Cincinnati with 4 goals and an assist upon his return to the franchise. And then Kevin Denke, the Togo international, he rounds out the 11 for Pat Noonan. If you were paying attention to the regular season for Inter Miami, it didn't go well against Cincinnati. It actually hasn't gone well for Inter Miami on the road against Cincinnati over the last couple of years. But let's stick to 2025. Inter Miami on July 16th went up here to TQL Stadium, and, well, they were thrashed. It was a 3-0 scoreline in that match, and it was Evander that really took it out on Inter Miami. He had a brace in that contest. He was extremely strong. Those were both of his goals in his entire career against Inter Miami. And it was not a very competitive contest that Inter Miami put forth in Cincinnati. Then, 10 days later, FC Cincinnati came down to Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. This was the tune-up before the Leagues Cup began. Inter Miami did not have anybody of note that was playing in this match. They were decimated by injury, decimated by suspension. Jordi Alba didn't play in this match. Noah Allen didn't play in this match. Those both were because of injury. There was no Maxi Falcone. Rodrigo de Paul wasn't with the club yet. It was still Redondo at that point who was anchoring the midfield. Baltasar Rodriguez was injured. Lionel Messi didn't play because of the All-Star suspension. So with Inter Miami, they were able to at least draw a point with a 0-0 result at home, but they had to hang on for dear life. And so Inter Miami is going to try and flat out score for the first time against FC Cincinnati in 2025, let alone try and win a match to advance to the Eastern Conference Final. Drew Fisher is the referee tonight as both teams head out to the midfield circle. Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati about to get this semifinal underway. The winner to take on either Philadelphia, the Supporters Shield winners, or NYCFC. Inter Miami in their pink getup shoulders to knees, head to toe, black lettering, numbering, and trim. It is Nashville in their blue uniforms, orange trim, and white lettering and numbering. And we are underway in Cincinnati, Ohio. TQL Stadium. It is the Eastern Conference semifinal. Both sides have 3 victories that they need to hoist the MLS Cup trophy. Inter Miami's going to go right to left in the opening half. And again, if you're just joining us, Luis Suarez off the bench tonight for Javier Mascherano and Inter Miami. Back after suspension, but a crucial decision from Mascherano to have Suarez available as a substitute. Inter Miami to the left attacking half for the first time. Here is Matteo Silvetti. He's dragged onto the turf as his momentum carried him into the Inter Miami defensive half. Miles Robinson, the U.S. men's national team man, is called for the foul. Inter Miami, one change in the starting 11 from Game 3 against Nashville, and that is Marcelo Weigott in for Ian Frey. No changes from Game 3 against Columbus for FC Cincinnati. Inter Miami in the left attacking midfield. And now they're going to push it. Rodrigo de Paul unable to get on the end of a pass from Maxi Falcone. And FC Cincinnati has its first spell of possession 90 seconds into this one. Inter Miami made the trip yesterday here to Cincinnati. This place has been a house of horrors for the men in pink. Inter Miami, as a club, has not won at this venue since all the way back in 2021. It has been now over 360 minutes. Inter Miami has only scored 2 goals in that span. FC Cincinnati coming out of the midfield, right attacking third. A step over. Echenike gets to the right end line. In the corner, he had a cross that was knocked down. Well played by Inter Miami defensively. And now Rodrigo de Paul with his first touch, and he'll poke on to Silvetti. Inter Miami still trying to get out of its own half, right side of the pitch on the near side. This is a good ball forward by Alba. Silvetti turns the corner. Nice touch. Got to the left of the box. He had a cross deflected. It was caught across the end line by Celentano. The referee says that the ball was still partially in play. And it's allowed to be redistributed by Celentano. Silvetti thought that Inter Miami should have a corner, and I think he might be right. We welcome everybody who is listening on the Inter Miami flagship radio station, ESPN 106.3 out of West Palm Beach, Florida, the ESPN South Florida app, and of course everybody who is watching, listening worldwide on YouTube. Inter Miami forces a turnover in their left attacking third. Lionel Messi still doesn't have a touch as it's played away from him, and an approaching touch by FC Cincinnati and Teenage Hudeby, but Inter Miami keeps it in their own half. Turning, Baltasar Rodriguez near left touchline, and now Inter Miami is going to set itself. As we suspected, it looks like Sergio Busquets, certainly not a traditional 5-man back line for Inter Miami. Left attacking half for Inter Miami, far right touchline. Here is Lionel Messi, his first touch, played through to the penalty D. A right-footed shot. Baltasar Rodriguez knocked down. Inter Miami still in the attacking third. Alba whips in a cross, and this will be cleared high into the air, out of play. That is Guidi who delivered it across the line, and Inter Miami will have possession just over 4 minutes into this one. Inter Miami 0, FC Cincinnati 0. Very early on in this one. This is the first postseason meeting between these two sides. This is a corner for Inter Miami. Presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Both Messi and DePaul standing over this corner. DePaul will allow Messi to take it. Outswinging corner, middle of the box. Silvetti got a head on it, but couldn't direct it on goal near the penalty spot. And it will be sprayed wide right of the Cincinnati Celentano guarded goal. But Silvetti was unmarked. He was just standing in the middle of the box, but could not get enough force on it to direct it on target. So we remain 0-0, 5 minutes in. Inter Miami here in the early stages has had the better of the ball. It is a capacity crowd, 26,000 strong here in Cincinnati. And Inter Miami concedes a corner. This will come from the FC Cincinnati attacking side, near side, to the right of the midfield stripe. Pat Noonan in his 4th year at the helm of FC Cincinnati. He has 5 victories, 1 defeat, 3 draws in charge of FC Cincinnati against Inter Miami. FC Cincinnati, quick throw in far side, now left of the box, looking to feed it in, inside the lower left. Here is a header from the right of the area. It was mishit, it falls to Evander, and he sprays a shot from 12 yards up and over the goal of Rocco Rios Novo. That was really scary for Inter Miami. Not great marking. Coming up completely unchecked was Echenike. He couldn't direct a header on goal. He laid it off to Evander, and Evander on a tough hop with his right foot put it at least 15 feet over the goal from the middle of the box. So after Rocco Rios Novo and his goal kick, FC Cincinnati is going to play it all the way back into their own box for Celentano. A high sky ball fought for in the Inter Miami half. It's touched out of play by Inter Miami and Baltasar Rodriguez. The throw in heads to the FC Cincinnati half, but Inter Miami wins it right back. Good physical play as this is delivered into the area. Allende was trying to get on the end of it after he won the ball initially, but the pass just a bit off the mark. It was a horizontal run just outside the penalty area. Allende couldn't get a touch, and it rolls on to Roman Celentano. 7-minute mark of this Eastern Conference semifinal. The victor on to play Supporter Shield winner Philadelphia Union or NYCFC. And here's a foul in the Inter Miami defensive half. It was a slick move Samuel Guidi put on Sergio Busquets, shimmying him out of his shoes, and Busquets simply struck his back heel, and the whistle blew. The referee is Drew Fisher here tonight. And FC Cincinnati with a beautiful back heel in business here into the right attacking third. Evander 30 yards away. Outside the upper left of the box, Evander into the penalty D, and Noah Allen was able to sweep that out of play, and he delivers it across the far touchline. Throw in Cincinnati, and that draws rave reviews from this sellout crowd. A wonderful ball started the sequence by Kevin Denke with his back heel, and now Inter Miami is facing FC Cincinnati's attacking threat. Here's a ball into the box. Echenike was unable to direct a ball on goal. A fight for it at the top of the area, and Inter Miami clobbers it out of play. Beyond the end line, it's going to be a corner for FC Cincinnati. Jordi Alba is down. Drew Fisher, the referee, says, "You're not hurt. Nothing's wrong with you. Get up." Echenike has been dangerous early on here for FC Cincinnati. Jordi Alba did look like he took contact in the head from Echenike as they both went up for a header. And now the physios are up and checking on Alba. Drew Fisher, the referee, dismissed Jordi Alba, and he clearly got hit in the side of the head. It was a head-v-head collision. It's a bit bizarre from Drew Fisher, the referee, to just declare that there's nothing to see there. Once we get back into play, it's going to be an FC Cincinnati corner. Alba being talked to, he is unhappy as he covers his eyes, shields his eyes. It's fairly comfortable here in Cincinnati. Temperatures in the mid-50s. It is going to get into the high 40s as we traverse through the evening. Inter Miami, since Lionel Messi came to South Florida, they've advanced in 10 of the 14 do-or-die elimination matches that they have played. The problem is, Inter Miami hasn't won in Cincinnati since September the 4th, 2021. That was a 1-0 decision. Jordi Alba is getting a concussion check here on the field before play gets underway. This is standard procedure with a head injury. And Jordi Alba's going to have to come off here briefly. So it's going to be an 11-on-10 corner opportunity for FC Cincinnati as we eclipse the 10-minute mark. 0-0 Inter Miami and Cincinnati. Third meeting of the year between these two teams. Jordi Alba taking his time coming off. Evander is going to handle the corner. This will be an outswinger near side to far side. Evander stands over it. Drew Fisher, the referee, directs traffic about 12 yards from goal. Haglund and Maxi Falcone were mixing it up. Falcone for Inter Miami, Haglund for FC Cincinnati. It has been a while since we've had a kicked ball here. It's been a good 3 minutes since we've had any action. The Jordi Alba injury into some pushing and shoving. Now Evander out swinging corner ready to go. Near side to far side, right attacking third for Cincinnati. Lobs it into the box at the edge of the 6-yard box. An FC Cincinnati player hit the turf. It was headed away, out of danger by Silvetti. Job's not done though. Cincinnati right attacking third on the high right wing. Now it's worked around back into the attacking midfield. Onto the far side now. Here's a slicing right-footed delivery. Evander controls right of the area. Right end line. Feeds it. Back right of the area. It's corralled there. And now it's worked into the 6-yard box on a header, and Rocco Rios Novo's forced into a save. Brenner got his head on it. Didn't get enough pace as he tried to tuck it inside the far post, and Rios Novo has his first challenge of the night, and he passes the test. It's the first shot on target of the evening for either side, and it comes courtesy of Brenner, the prodigal son of FC Cincinnati. We are past 12 minutes gone, 0-0 in this East semifinal. Brenner, who had the shot on target for Cincinnati, played in Italy, Serie A, before he was loaned back to Cincinnati before the international deadline, the transfer deadline. Comes back to Cincinnati, where he had 18 goals in his final 19 in 2022. A prodigious tear. Scored four goals and an assist down the stretch this season for FC Cincinnati, who nipped Inter Miami for the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. We are coming up on the precipice of the 13th minute, and FC Cincinnati now hogging the ball for the last 5 to 6 minutes. Cincinnati in their own half. It's going to be played all the way back to Celentano, who's outside of his own area. Guidi rolled it on to him. Once again, Celentano's going to have it pushed back to him, this time by Evander near his own penalty spot. Miles Robinson is delivered a feed by Celentano. Now a long ball towards the midfield stripe, and Inter Miami finally wins it. Noah Allen was able to grab possession for Inter Miami. And now Inter Miami in their right defensive half to the right-hand, far-hand side of that midfield circle will hold some possession defensively. Maxi Falcone collecting boos from the FC Cincinnati crowd. If you know anything about Maxi Falcone, that's what he lives for. He loves that. Rocco Rios Novo at the top of his own box, clad in yellow tonight for Inter Miami. And a bad giveaway, Sergio Busquets. Right attacking third, FC Cincinnati played through into the area. It is a pinball in the middle of the area. Now a Evander penalty D. He had it poked away by Sergio Busquets with a quick toe, but FC Cincinnati wins it 30 yards away from goal. Evander in the middle channel. Major pressure being applied by FC Cincinnati. Now, Echenique, right of the box extended near side, and Inter Miami finally finds the shape defensively to force Cincinnati to have to regroup in the attacking midfield. But they go right back to work. Here's Brenner. One touches it to the far left touch line. Angle. And now Cincinnati's going to try and rebuild here from the midfield. To the right of the midfield circle, here's Miles Robinson. Rolls it. Denke got around his man. Allen, and a shot. from distance outside the top of the box, and Rios Novo, ranging to his right, catches the ball into his chest, and it remains 0-0. But FC Cincinnati is asking a whole lot of questions here. That was a right-footed attempt with good pace, and Rios Novo did well to read it and not spill a rebound. But Inter Miami's gonna have to acquit itself into this match here at some point. FC Cincinnati, after the first 5 minutes, have been in complete control. Now Messi coming all the way back to the defensive midfield to finally get a touch on the ball. He weaves through 3 different defenders. He tried to deliver a long ball, left attacking third. That was kicked away by FC Cincinnati. And finally, Inter Miami is going to have Rodrigo de Paul clutch the ball back in their right defensive half. Far right touchline. A chopped ball from that far touchline. DePaul was trying to thread the needle on a pass. It was bandied out of play by Cincinnati. Throw-in for Inter Miami, I should say. Cincinnati 6-1-1 in their last 8 matches. Their 3-game series in the first round. Their game 3, at least, significantly more dramatic than Inter Miami. Well, Inter Miami clubbed Nashville 4-0. FC Cincinnati, they were dinged first in the 65th minute by Nashville. And then 2 goals by Nick Hagland. And that was the difference as Cincinnati was able to move on. Inter Miami, long ball forward, broken up. Messi tried to get on the end of it, but he is beaten to the ball by Engel. And then a whiff out of play, really mishit badly. Far side to the right of the Inter Miami penalty area. That was mishit really badly, and now we have a foul on the throw-in as Messi is hit down to the ground. The crowd doesn't like the call, but I don't quite understand what the dispute is here. That was pretty cut and dry as Messi was wiped down along the touchline. And Inter Miami is going to have a free kick. It was Guidi who ran right into him. So this free kick for Inter Miami, it's the first free kick of the night for either side in the attacking half, and it comes 17 and a half minutes in. This is just inside the far touchline. This is going to be from about 27 yards. Messi whips it into the box. It's headed behind Busquets, and leaping for the ball in front of his own goal is Roman Celentano, the veteran FC Cincinnati keeper. And so that will, I don't believe, count as a true official shot on target. So FC Cincinnati going to work out of the back. And a turnover. Jordi Alba in the left attacking half. DePaul lets a play through to Messi. Messi 35 yards out. Sends it left of the box. Silvetti now into the lower left of the box. Slices across and a header goal. Lionel Messi. He was trailing the play. Silvetti picked him out. Argentina to Argentina. Inter Miami strikes first. Lionel Messi. MLS Cup playoff goal number 6 in 2025. 1-0 to the visitors. 18th minute. It was perfectly executed. A pinpoint pass for Silvetti. He has the assist. Messi has the goal. Inter Miami has the advantage. And the South Florida side draws first blood. The buildup was sensational. Jordi Alba started it all with a steal. Silvetti took a beautiful ball, and Lionel Messi made the run to the middle of the box. Messi with the delivery to Silvetti, and Silvetti put it right on the crown of Lionel Messi's forehead. And would you believe it, Lionel Messi, who didn't score a headed goal all of the regular season, now has 2 in the MLS Cup playoffs. In game 1, it was a leaping header against Nashville in the opening round, and now he does it in this do-or-die, one-and-done Eastern Conference semifinal against Cincinnati. Inter Miami 1, Cincinnati 0 as we approach the 20th minute. Ken Levicka here with you, TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati as a club 10 years old. This is the 6th year of MLS play for FC Cincinnati. So FC Cincinnati, who was on the front foot the majority of the first 20 minutes, a bit shell-shocked here, down 1-0. But don't forget, it was FC Cincinnati who went down 1-0. And here's a long ball played forward. Allende on it, left attacking third for Inter Miami. Allende wanted to push a ball through to DePaul. That was not a great chance there for Allende. He had DePaul in his sights, and he just did not put enough on the ball. That ball stuck to his foot a bit as he tried to push it onto Rodrigo DePaul, who was heading into the right side of the box. Cincinnati bandies it about the midfield circle. Now coming up the near right touchline, it's Hagelin. FC Cincinnati remains on the ball. Hagelin near touchline, sends it to the right flank. Meandering his way forward, Guidi, a sliding Jordi Alba attempt, nearly turned into disaster outside of his own area. Noah Allen was able to get on the end of it. Alba could not keep the ball in front of him, and it almost leaked on to Brenner. Here is Guidi, sent a ball into the middle, didn't get enough on it. A fight for the ball, and it's won back by Guidi of Cincinnati, 30 yards away. Now, nice speed, lower right box, Cincinnati, chopped into the box. And it is a Cincinnati near goal right of the 6-yard box. Echenike from a tough angle could not tuck it inside the far post from short distance. Rios Novo was eyeing it. DePaul and Allen really slow to the ball. Then they had to check up not to concede a penalty, and Echenike tensed up at the last moment and couldn't slice it past Rios Novo. It rolls out of play. A golden opportunity for Cincinnati, and quite frankly, Inter Miami fortunate it's not 1-1. Well, FC Cincinnati, they have been on the front foot, but they trail. But Inter Miami's looked a little bit ragged in the back. Guidi for FC Cincinnati. Defensive half into attacking half pass, and a foul is called against Inter Miami. Drew Fisher blows his whistle. Inter Miami thought potentially he was going to be out on the counter. If you're just joining us, 18th minute goal, Lionel Messi on a cross from Matteo Silvetti. And it's 1-0 to the visitors from South Florida. Luis Suarez available as a substitute. He is on the touchline along with Javier Mascherano, shouting instruction. A man who has seen it all and done it all, Luis Suarez, not a bad pair of eyes to have alongside you. Now here is a lacking shot, ambitious shot from distance for FC Cincinnati. It came from Evander about 26 yards away, and it hits harmlessly the sponsor boards to the left-hand side of Rocco Rios Novo's goal. Sunday evening, Eastern Conference semifinal, MLS quarterfinal, Inter Miami and FC Cincinnati. Silvetti's knocked to the ground off the goal kick, and Cincinnati wins possession back. They're going to play it back to their keeper, left side of the pitch. That is Roman Celentano, all-time minutes leader for Cincinnati. Inter Miami, that 18th minute goal for Messi, their first tally against this Ohio side all season long. In 2 matches and 18 seconds. This is the first time Inter Miami has led here at TQL Stadium since the 2023 U.S. Open Cup. A 6-1 defeat here in 2024. DePaul wins it for Inter Miami. Now DePaul has it in the attacking half. Into the middle channel. Messi plays it through. Right side of the box. Allende right in the 6-yard area. Back heel. It's loose in the middle and able to break it up before Inter Miami could get a shot on target. That was Hudeby for FC Cincinnati. Allende may have been better served trying to put a shot on target in traffic from a tough angle instead of attempting the back heel. But Inter Miami once again making things nervous for Cincinnati. Coming up the far side, Evander, right attacking half for Cincinnati. Now Hagel along the touchline, a high floating miss-hit cross well over Rocco's Rios Novo's goal and into the VIP area beyond that goal. We're looking right now from our vantage point at a replay. Allende back-heeled it to DePaul, who tried to deliver across to the middle. And again, everything I said previous, I stand by it. I think Allende might have been better served trying to chop it on goal. It was not going to be cleanly played regardless by Celentano because it would have been a short-range shot. And now here's a turn. Allende on a long ball into the left attacking third. On the right wing outside the upper right. Allende looking for reinforcements. Messi, penalty D. Now a shot from Baltasar Rodriguez. Left of the box is bandied away by a diving Celentano. On a great feed from Messi. Inter Miami back on it in the right attacking third. Another delivery from the far side is knocked away. Inter Miami is going to end up winning it back, retreating into its own half. All Rodriguez, great pace from the left box, trying to curl it in far post. Great save by Celentano. And it remains 1-0 Inter Miami. But Inter Miami really knocking on the door to try and go up multiple goals. Now a long goal, Busquets, Messi has it, left area, Messi, no, he put it wide of the far post. Oh, he tried to cut it by Celentano, left side of the 6-yard box, couldn't quite put it on target. Oh, goodness. Messi was behind the defense, and I think he was offside. I think the flag was up. Taking a look at this, no, the flag stayed down. I will tell you that would have gone to VAR, and I'm not sure you would have liked the result, Inter Miami fans, because it did look like Messi might have had a shoulder offside. I'm telling you, Inter Miami, though, smells blood right now. It is 1-0 to the visitors from South Florida, and they're looking for more. 27th minute. But you can't let Cincinnati find some clearance in the attack. And the flag is up. FC Cincinnati is offside. Standing flat-footed Echenike as the ball was played forward, and he was clearly offside. Tadeo Allende has had a really bright opening half for Inter Miami. A couple of times he has positioned his body to win balls away that back in July, back in early August, he would not have had the wherewithal to even attempt. He clearly has worked on some of the aspects of his game that allow you to get a better advantage. Inter Miami has a long ball from its defensive half, roll all the way back to Celentano. And FC Cincinnati going to haul it back into the midfield. Inter Miami wins it right back. 40 yards away, Messi sends it to the far right touchline for Rodrigo DePaul. Both Argentinians were on international duty during the extended postseason break. Argentina played in Spain. Lionel Messi and Rodrigo DePaul took a trip to Camp Nou in Barcelona. Here is a header from Allende. Silvetti trying to get on the end of it, left box. Shielded away nicely, though, by Miles Robinson, the MLS All-Star. And the ball rolled out of play for Cincinnati. And then the referee allowed it to play on. Baltasar Rodriguez was furious, wondering how in the world the whistle hadn't blown. And then finally, Drew Fisher did blow the whistle. I mean, the ball's clearly across the line. Drew Fisher's getting yelled at by both teams, and he deserves it. Inter Miami wondering how he didn't see that along the touchline. And then FC Cincinnati wondering, how do you blow a whistle 10 seconds after it actually happened? I see both sides. 1-0 Inter Miami. Lionel Messi, 18th minute. That's your difference. A headed goal on a wonderful cross from Matteo Silvetti. Maxi Falcone pops a ball just shy of the midfield stripe, and now DePaul's going to send a ball skyward. Hudeby got a head on it, and soaring into the play is Allende. Messi had it played off of him, but now Silvetti in the middle channel. Silvetti charges forward on the left flank. Now Alba left of the box. He sends in a cross, and it is going to be chested on to Celentano. Nice play by Engel. Allende, I think, took a shot to his groin. Meanwhile, Inter Miami back on the ball. He better get over that quickly. Busquets in the attacking half for Inter Miami. And now Inter Miami's going to play it back into its own half. Not a great ball from Falcone, but it's retrieved easily by Alba. He sweeps it on to Rocco Rios Novo, Inter Miami goalkeeper. We are into the half-hour mark here at TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. 1-0 Inter Miami. This crowd thought that Inter Miami might have delivered the ball out of play, far touchline. The referee says play on. Lionel Messi wanted to try and thread a ball onto Marcelo Waycott. That's picked off by Engel of FC Cincinnati. Now here they come, trying to charge onto their own area. Rodrigo DePaul is called for a foul as he grabbed the arm of Guidi. Things are a little bit tense here in Cincinnati with their team down 1-0. It's going to be an Inter Miami throw-in their own half after an FC Cincinnati misplay. Luis Suarez available as a substitute tonight for Inter Miami. Inter Miami's attack just looked different, quicker, more dynamic. With Suarez suspended game 3 of the Nashville series. So with Suarez back from suspension, Javier Mascherano decided, hey, let's not mess with a good thing. And then we've got one of the single best strikers in the history of the sport available in the second half. Not a bad problem to have if you're Javier Mascherano. 32nd minute. Inter Miami, the best goal-scoring team in Major League Soccer in the regular season, up 1-0 on FC Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati now probing forward near right touchline. Brenner holds up play, delivers a backwards ball to Haglund. Now Echenique. He's going to have to recycle back to the attacking midfield, and back into their own half goes FC Cincinnati, near side to far side. Guidi on it, left of the defensive midfield O. Inter Miami just trying to find its defensive shape. Inter Miami, after that opening goal, they have continued to push forward. Messi, by the way, 22 goals in his last 7 matches. How prodigious is that? Maxi Falcone, 1v1 with Denke. Wins it along the end line and concedes a throw-in. Top of the box extended, far side, left side. Quick throw-in, back to work. Here's Guidi on the left flank. One touch from Brennan, back to Guidi. He has it in the middle channel. Now he's going to retreat momentarily. He was pressured a bit by Sergio Busquets. Cincinnati trying to regroup the attack, and back into their own half they go. Right side of the midfield circle. Cincinnati trying to go far side to near side to far side, looking for an opening, looking for a way to penetrate this Inter Miami defense. Miami just needs to stay disciplined, don't get lulled to sleep. 33rd minute. Your scoreline, Inter Miami 1, FC Cincinnati 0. Now Inter Miami pressing. Shot out of a cannon is Rodrigo DePaul, but Cincinnati able to get itself into the midfield, and now a long ball over the top. Echenique runs for it with Alba. Echenique, lower right of the box, cross to the middle, and nobody home. Denke was in the vicinity, but the pass was a bit rushed because Alba was in the vicinity. And now Inter Miami wins it in its own half with Rodrigo DePaul. On a Baltasar Rodriguez, rare touch for him. He surges into the left attacking half, coming up the left flank. Baltasar Rodriguez and his pink-clad teammates holds up play, finds Jordi Alba 30 yards away. Now played back Messi, middle channel. Rolled on to Busquets, one touch back to Messi, one touch back to Busquets. And now finally Messi on Alba near left touchline. Inter Miami possessing. And now Busquets is going to roll it back beyond the midfield stripe. Noah Allen with the touch, the Inter Miami homegrown product. And Marcelo Waycott rolls it on DePaul. DePaul looking to force the action, earns a throw-in for Inter Miami, about 10 yards to the attacking side of the midfield stripe. Inter Miami was overpowered. They lacked physically. They were outrun by FC Cincinnati both matches this year, even in the 0-0 draw in Fort Lauderdale. That has not been the case through most of the night. FC Cincinnati looking a little bit ragged. They are lacking in precision, where Inter Miami has been able to at least show flashes of it. And it's evidenced by that 1-0 scoreline. Inter Miami back at it in the left attacking half. Messi sends a ball right of the box. Weigott catches up to it. Weigott one touch, surveys his options, plays it back to the outside right channel. That's where it is collected by DePaul. DePaul. Now Busquets 30 yards away, straight on. Rodriguez on the left flank. Now Jordi Alba for Inter Miami, near left touchline. He's going to left foot it back to Rodriguez. 35th minute, 1-0 Inter Miami. Noah Allen left to the midfield circle, and now into his own half. Maxi Falcone's going to retrieve a ball, and it's destined for Rocco Rios Novo. His own penalty D is where he has it. And he'll send it left side. Allen, some pressing coming from Cincinnati. Rodriguez turns, good left foot into the midfield, and it is taken away in a very dangerous foul as Allende was chopped on from behind. How does the referee say play on? How is that even humanly possible? Oh my goodness. That was Guidi who came up and absolutely drove his spikes into the back of the ankles of Allende. Allende who had an advantage on the ball. And now FC Cincinnati in the midfield after a gift of possession from Drew Fisher, the referee. Guidi just inside the midfield circle, attacking side. Now a good turn, Denke. Staying with him was Noah Allen. Echenique surges touchline to the middle channel. Echenique, left foot, fed to Evander, 28 yards out. Now left to the box. This is Engel, and he wanted to deliver, and he had it deflected, or did he mishit it? I believe he mishit it. It's out of play. Engel really upset with himself. Lucas Engel in the midfield. Loaned to FC Cincinnati from Middlesbrough in England. And that was not a proper feed. Later on tonight, in the other Eastern Conference semifinal, Philadelphia Union Supporters Shield victors. They have NYCFC. The winner of this plays the winner of that. Tadeo Allende, or make that Baltasar Rodriguez, chunks a ball out of play. In the Cincinnati half near touchline, now a throw-in. Cincinnati will meander back into the right attacking portion of the pitch. Last night in penalties, Vancouver eliminated LAFC despite a late free kick goal for Heung-min Son that forced extra time. LAFC hit 3 shots off the post in extra time, only to lose in penalties in front of a raucous crowd in Canada. Inter Miami with Noah Allen. He toe pokes a ball out of play. Left of the box, far touchline. Attacking third throw in here for Cincinnati and Lucas Engel. 4 assists in the regular season. This is sent lower left of the box, played by Rodriguez off his chest, and he sends the ball into the heavens, and it is played back to Cincinnati. Middle channel, Echenique, right flank, plays it back, straight on, Guidi. Echenique now, outside right channel. He heads towards the middle channel of the pitch and distributes back to Robinson, who meanders forward 30 yards away. FC Cincinnati trying to find some attacking acumen. Guidi floats over to the left, gives it a Vander 40 yards out, rolls it middle channel, on to Guidi, and then a steal. Sergio Busquets, as there was an attempt to play it through. Lionel Messi has it in the defensive midfield, far touchline, going right to left. Good one-touch ball. Allende, after receiving a pass from Messi, And a square ball from Weygant, far side to near side. Some room to operate for Rodriguez. Here he comes full speed. Left attacking half, Inter Miami. Near touchline. Alba swipes the ball all the way to the far side. And it'll fall to Messi. Messi right of the box. Messi step over. Left foot, and he mishit it. Trying to curl it upper left. The crowd jeers Messi. But it's Messi who has the goal in this match to have Inter Miami up 1-0. We are into the 40th minute. Inter Miami 1, FC Cincinnati 0. Pat Noonan, the fourth-year manager of FC Cincinnati, looks on. 22 MLS seasons as a player or a coach. And Noonan has been in 21 postseasons in his 22 years. He has known nothing but success in Major League Soccer. A mishit ball into the midfield, goes off of FC Cincinnati, and Inter Miami in its own half near touchline. Jordi Alba will throw it in, and he sends it 30 yards from his own goal for Noah Allen. Allen comes forward, short range ball from Rodriguez, heavy touch, and it's stolen away by Cincinnati. But then stolen away, good tackle from Rodriguez, and Inter Miami in its own half. Nifty job going near side to the middle and opening up some space. Cincinnati starting to press now, a little bit of urgency in the final 5 minutes of this first half. Midfield circle, DePaul. He clips a ball into the left attacking half, far side. Messi comes to retrieve. Messi looks on, and a slow roller, short range DePaul, and now to the head of the middle circle, Busquets. Middle channel. This is a good feed into the box, headed away by Cincinnati. Keedy will play it down. Inter Miami will win it back on a heavy touch by Echenique. Busquets with the steal. Good spacing now, Inter Miami. 41-28, 41-29, 41-30 on this first half clock. You have to go to the 18th minute on an assist from Matteo Silvetti. Here's a push in the back. Rodriguez goes to ground for Inter Miami, and he remains down in his defensive third. Nick Hagland, the guilty party, as he made knee-to-knee contact with Baltasar Rodriguez, trying to force a turnover in a dangerous area. But in the 18th minute, Silvetti, an absolute rocket shot cross where only one man could get it, and it just so happened that one man was the greatest player in the history of the sport, Lionel Messi, and he knew exactly what to do with it, depositing it past Roman Celentano for the only goal of this match to this juncture. Cincinnati lacking quality in the attacking third. There is open frustration right now. It was a bad ball from Cincinnati from the midfield. Evander just threw his hands up in the air and screamed in despair. Meanwhile, Inter Miami comes forward into the left attacking half with Weygant. Line to DePaul. Now short range Messi. Quick triangle between DePaul and Messi and Weygant. And now Inter Miami is going to send it back to the attacking midfield. And a left-footed banana ball from Busquets near left flank. Baltasar Rodriguez. To the left of the box, Jordi Alba couldn't deliver across. Instead, will send a ball backwards to the left of the midfield circle. Allen rushes it on to Busquets. Busquets into the middle to DePaul. DePaul, is he going to wind up for a shot? He does, and he mishit it. He did not hit it fluidly. He hesitated, he lurched forward, probably had an opportunity at about 26 yards to let it fly. The defense never closed on him, and I think he was surprised by that. By the time he decided to take a shot, he was right at the penalty arc, and he was sort of between steps, off balance, sent the ball into the seats. He's mad at himself. As Cincinnati tries to play it out of the back, and it is promptly chested out of play by Cincinnati. It's going to be an Inter Miami throw-in. Cincinnati portion of the pitch, but Alba's going to throw it back into the Inter Miami half, right side of this natural surface here in Cincinnati. It's a little chilly here as we head towards the 40 to upper 40s. This is much better than the driving rainstorm Inter Miami experienced game 2 against Nashville, which was the entirety of the 90 minutes. Inter Miami back into their attacking midfield. Baltasar Rodriguez, here he comes middle channel, 30 yards away, 25 yards away. Rolls it to Silvetti. left box. Now on to Alba, left of the box, and his cross is going to be deflected into the seats across the end line. Allende was lurking on the near post. Corner kick, Inter Miami. And it's brought to you by Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. This is corner number 2 tonight for Inter Miami. 1-0 to the men in pink. And you know who scored the goal. If you're just joining us, I don't even have to tell you. You know. He has a 10 on his back. We are just a few seconds away from a full 45 here in the first half. We don't have an indication yet of added time. It's a short corner, Messi. Out of the left wing, Alba. Alba, signature left-footed cross. That's headed away by Robinson of Cincinnati. A fight for it in the penalty arc. And it is going to be won by Cincinnati. And onward they come. There was a handball against Inter Miami. The referee let them play advantage, and now that Inter Miami won the ball back, Drew Fisher blows his whistle and says, all right, Cincinnati's going to get the ball near their own penalty arc. 3 minutes of extra time. Presented by your local South Florida Audi dealers. Test drive the new Q6 e-tron today at your local South Florida Audi dealer, or visit AudiOffers.com to learn more. If you're watching worldwide on YouTube, feel free to hit the chat, and we will communicate with you throughout the match. I am Ken LaVicka. Cincinnati, Ohio, semifinal, Eastern Conference. First time Inter Miami has been in this spot in history. DePaul, good ball forward. Allende can't get on the end of it, though. It rolled into the box. Celentano able to fall on it. The timing just not quite there. And meanwhile, Cincinnati trying to hit on the other end. Right attacking third, far left flank. Here is Evander. Holds up play as DePaul tracked him. Gives it back Guidi. Guidi about even with the left border of the box. Push it back into the attacking midfield portion for blue-clad Cincinnati. Evander, nice ball. Brennan, he tried to play it through to Denke, and Falcone wiped that out sliding. And a bad giveaway far side by Inter Miami. FC Cincinnati, Echenique. He's on the right flank, plays through, and a blocked shot from Baltasar Rodriguez. As Buca was played through, right box, good recovery from Rodriguez. Jordi Alba got a little bit lost defensively. And now a corner near side to far side for Cincinnati in the waning moments of the first half. We have played 2 minutes of an added 3. The crowd stands. Evander, outswinging corner, top of the box, headed into trouble, and Rocco Rios Novo. Left 6-yard box, dives on it. There was a mass of humanity. There was clawing, there was scratching, there was clubbing. And throughout that scrum, Rios Novo stayed with it, beat Brennan to the ball. And everybody's going to retreat down the other end of the pitch. Inter Miami 1, FC Cincinnati 0. Rios Novo punts it into the left attacking half. Allende able to control it nicely. And now Weigott going to do the safe thing and roll the ball all the way back to his yellow-clad goalkeeper, Rocco Rios Novo. High ball into the left side of the pitch. Good job, Allende, to play it on to Messi, far side touchline. Now rolls it right to the box. Here's DePaul. DePaul delivers into the middle. It's loose! And then Rodriguez fighting for it. And a whistle and a foul against Inter Miami. Allende was the first one who had a chance at a sliding touch. Couldn't get on the end of it, make that Silvetti. It went off of Robinson of FC Cincinnati. And then a foul was called. Hagelin just took a dive. I mean, that is a gutless footballing play from Hagelin as Rodriguez was fighting for that ball, and the first half whistle sounds. Inter Miami, the more physical side, the more rugged side, and they lead 1-0 thanks to Lionel Messi. It is halftime. Mike Rizzo has it for you in the network studios in West Palm Beach. This is Inter Miami football.
There are just a few Dolphins games left this season at Hard Rock Stadium. If you've been thinking about getting to a game, now's the time. Single game tickets are still available with seats across all levels, from the 300s to premium club options. Dolphins football is about more than what happens on the field. It's about who you're with, the atmosphere, and being part of something bigger. Grab your tickets now at MiamiDolphins.com/tickets.
Download the ESPN South Florida app today and get the latest on local shows like Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo. Get some ESPN podcasts or get the high school sports updates in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. Curious about what Mike Rizzo had to say about Aaron Rodgers? It's on the app. Wasn't able to find the score of the West Boca high school football game? It's on the app. Want to catch the Inter Miami live broadcast? You guessed it. It's on the app. Go download the ESPN South Florida app today and get your fix on all things sports right here in Palm Beach County.
Touchdown! Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
PNC Bank salutes you, Soccer on the Radio listener. While others will just read about the match, you're laser focused on every detail. At PNC Bank, we get it. We're all in on helping you make smart money moves and score your financial goals. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts and Brilliantly Boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Here's Mike Rizzo.
A turnover. Jordi Alba in the left attacking half. DePaul lets it play through to Messi. Messi 35 yards out. Sends it left of the box. Silvetti now into the lower left of the box. Slices across and a header goal. Lionel Messi. He was trailing the play. Silvetti picked him out. Argentina to Argentina. Inter Miami strikes first. Lionel Messi, MLS Cup playoff goal number 6 in 2025. 1-0 to the visitors. 18th minute. It was perfectly executed. A pinpoint pass for Silvetti. He has the assist. Messi has the goal. Inter Miami has the advantage. And the South Florida side draws first blood.
This is the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, on the goal call. Goal number 6 for the great one, Lionel Messi, in the MLS Cup playoffs. Folks, welcome on in to your halftime report. I am your host, Mike Rizzo, and what a first half we had. Now, both teams, respectively, had a couple of chances, but from about I would say the 18-minute mark all the way to about the 35 mark, I mean, Inter Miami had a lot of chances. This could be 2-0, 3-0 in favor of our Herons, but it's 1-0 at halftime, and you heard that goal by Lionel Messi, a header goal assisted by Matteo Silvetti. Now, keep in mind, Luis Suarez is available off of the bench, but Coach Mascherano decided to go with the youngin', Matteo Silvetti, the teenager, making a big impact on the game. You got to tip your cap to Coach Mascherano, who assisted on the Lionel Messi header. But I mentioned it's been neck and neck in that first half, and your halftime stats and facts show that. 51% Inter Miami controlling the ball, 2% more than Cincinnati. Cincinnati sitting at 49%. So Inter Miami, once again, 51% with the ball. Cincinnati, 49. Expected goals, Inter Miami sitting at a .881 for the Herons and a .58 for Cincinnati. Cincinnati had a big chance in that first half, but they were unable to take advantage. Streaking with a chance to score was Ender Echenique. The Venezuelan 21-year-old had a pretty good look on goal, but sailed it. And Inter Miami caught a break a lot. You heard the voice of Inter Miami Herons earlier, Ken Levitka say, Inter Miami a little fortunate that it's not 1-0 with that miss. But we will take it on our Inter Miami radio network. Once again, 1-0 to score here at halftime. Continuing on the match facts, 2 shots on target for both sides. 2 big chances for both sides. Inter Miami capitalizing on one of their big chances with Lionel Messi, as we mentioned, that assist from Matteo Silvetti and a header goal by Messi. And then obviously Cincinnati missing both of their big chances. The Enchigne one, and as I just described, we were very lucky that one didn't end up in the back of the net. Rocco Rios Novo, pretty good in that first half, had a real good save early on. So let's see if our Herons are still able to hang on here in the second half. I mentioned that Luis Suarez is available off the bench. I'm expecting maybe Suarez to come on for Silvetti. Now, Silvetti, let's keep in mind, I mentioned he has that assist. Maybe Silvetti moves back to an to a DePaul position, to a Busquets position, to a Baltasar Rodriguez position. A lot of people were speculating that there were going to be 5 at the back, including myself in the pregame. It looked like Inter Miami was going to roll out a 5 in the back, but instead, Coach Mascherano really running a 4-3-3. It seems like Lionel Messi is the striker up top, and Silvetti's coming off the left, Allende coming off the right, and Busquets centralized with 4 defenders. So it seems like that's really the formation that Inter Miami was running with. Once again, I assumed that there would be 5 in the back for this Inter Miami club, but it's really running like a 4-3-3. And I think Rodrigo DePaul, Busquets, and Rodriguez have been really good in that midfield. But I can maybe even see Suarez coming on at some point, maybe having Messi move to the right side, Allende coming off. But I just find it hard to believe that maybe Luis Suarez would not be playing in a win-or-go-home match like this. A couple more players available off the bench for Inter Miami. You got Gonzalo Luan, Toto Aviles, Fafa Pico, Santiago Morales, Telasco Segovia, Yannick Bright, Alan Abando, and that aforementioned Luis Suarez. Now, Segovia, I think, is another player that could be something. Now, it's all about what is currently happening in the game, too. If Inter Miami's up 1-0 coming the 70th minute, 75th minute, I can see Yannick Bright coming on to see this out. I can see Yannick Bright maybe substituting out a Baltasar Rodriguez. I could maybe even see him subbing out a Rodrigo DePaul, and maybe Mascherano going with a more defensive lineup. So we'll have to keep an eye on the ebbs and flows of the game, but certainly Inter Miami looking strong, up 1-0. And as I mentioned, they had a couple of chances in that first half to make things even worse. But let's hear that goal again. Once again, if you're just joining us, Lionel Messi, a header goal in the 18th minute, assisted by Matteo Silvetti. Let's hear voicing the Inter Miami Herons, Ken Levitka again.
A turnover. Jordi Alba in the left attacking half. DePaul lets a play through to Messi. Messi 35 yards out. Sends it left of the box. Silvetti now into the lower left of the box. Slices across and a header goal. Lionel Messi. He was trailing the play. Silvetti picked him out. Argentina to Argentina. Inter Miami strikes first. Lionel Messi. MLS Cup playoff goal number 6 in 2025. 1-0 to the visitors. 18th minute. It was perfectly executed. A pinpoint pass for Silvetti. He has the assist. Messi has the goal. Inter Miami has the advantage, and the South Florida side draws first blood.
I mentioned it was a big decision by Coach Mascherano to start Matteo Silvetti over Luis Suarez, but I think it certainly is paying dividends at this point of the game. I mentioned that maybe Yannick Bright could come off of that bench. Let's take a look over at that Cincinnati bench, let you know who is available for them. You got Gilberto Flores, you got Brian Amunga, Gerardo Valenzuela, Luca Oriolano. I think Oriolano and Venezuela are a couple of midfielders that could come on at any point. And if they do need a defender, it's not looking like that they will need a defender. Now, granted, can things change in a football match? Absolutely. But one would think that they would be more of an attacking bunch in the second half down a goal. I could see Valenzuela and Oriolano coming on at some point for FC Cincinnati. And maybe even a Jabari. You know, Jabari is the lone attacker on the bench, Ayabo Jabari, for FC Cincinnati. So a couple of speculations here on your halftime report. Once again, we are presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. Test drive the brand new Q6 e-tron. And also, take a look at that A5, man. That A5, very powerful and intimidating. Pull into that lot in style with the new A5. Taking a timeout when we come back. We'll get you back pitch side. Voicing the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka. Our OG, on-site producer Oscar Gonzalez, making sure we are over the airwaves. This is Inter Miami Football on ESPN 106.3.
What does 268 horsepower sound like? You're hearing it right now. This is the with breathtaking acceleration that commands attention. Precision crafted to bring the thrill to every turn. This is powerful performance. The Audi A5.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
A bicycle kick is a risky move, and risky can be exciting for soccer, but not for your money. PNC Bank believes boring is better. It's the smart and steady way to manage your finances and save the excitement for all you want to do in life. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud to sponsor Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
Touchdown! Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long-distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
Coming out of the dressing room, and we're at the tail end of halftime. Second half approaching. Inter Miami 1, FC Cincinnati 0 in this first of two Eastern Conference semifinals. Ken LaVicka back with you from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Gary Abar making sure everything runs smoothly. To my right-hand side, our on-site engineer, and Mike Rizzo back in the network studios in West Palm Beach. A pristine halftime, as always. In the 18th minute, it was Lionel Messi, a header on a wonderful cross from Matteo Silvetti, and that is the scoreline. It has remained, and now it is Inter Miami. Can they see it through? They've already accomplished something that's never taken place in the history of the franchise. That is get into the Eastern Conference semifinal. Can they take it a step further? We are back underway, and the second half has begun. Inter Miami, a 1-0 advantage on FC Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati possesses first in this second half, and their attack is going to go right to left. In game 3 against Columbus in the opening round, Columbus went on top 1-0 in the 65th minute. But Cincinnati wasted no time with Brenner, who found the net in the 67th and 86th for a dramatic do-or-die Game 3 triumph, and that is how Cincinnati, the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, advanced to this stage against the 3 seed, Inter Miami. Inter Miami wins the ball in their own half. And Rodrigo de Paul into the defensive midfield for Allende. A really poor giveaway. Allende picked off by Guidi. Now to the far side, right wing. This right of the box. Echenike floats the ball top of the area. Not cleared yet by Inter Miami. Still work to do, and Guidi wins it. Make that Denke. FC Cincinnati into the middle channel. It is misplayed by Brenner, and Inter Miami wins it back, but then Messi, an extremely heavy touch across the touchline, and a quick throw in Cincinnati. Messi not happy with himself. Allende back-heeled it to him, and I don't think he was quite expecting it, and he biffed it out of play. FC Cincinnati trying to find a way to equalize. Here is a long ball from the defensive half, and it is headed by Marcelo Wagon of Inter Miami. And the South Florida side is back on the ball. DePaul, Allende. One-touch Busquets, and now DePaul comes forward. Good ball into the middle channel. Rodriguez into the right attacking third. Baltasar Rodriguez, 1v1. Oh, he dekes. Now he's outside the upper right. Sends a ball into the box, and that went off of the chest of Hudeby. It looked promising for Inter Miami, but Rodriguez lacked the quality once he got himself into the danger area. Now Inter Miami is going to control possession. And play just over 2 minutes in this second half. FC Cincinnati, since the start of 2023, and it's not even close, the best one-goal team in terms of result in all of Major League Soccer. FC Cincinnati, 16. And this is the real number, 16 one-goal victories in 2025. Since the start of 2023 in one-goal matches, FC Cincinnati has 44 wins. It's incredible. Inter Miami right attacking third. Messi pushed off the ball. Guidi picked his pocket. Now into the attacking half, Denke of Cincinnati heads to the far right touchline. Echenike in the middle channel. Levander, one touch, stolen by DePaul. He read that well. Inter Miami, can they get out on the counter? DePaul's going to hold up play. Now split 2 defenders, and he makes his way into the right attacking half, but waited too long to make a pass to Messi. Messi got a foot on a pass, though, as Cincinnati was trying to get itself across the midfield stripe, and Busquets gets to it. Cincinnati putting on some pressure here in the early going of this second half. 48th minute, Inter Miami still clinging to a 1-0 lead that was given to them by Lionel Messi. Here's Silvetti for Inter Miami. To the left channel, now left of the box. Now in the left box, sends a cross that was knocked away by Celentano. Allende was making a run to the far post, and now Inter Miami needs to get back. And a near giveaway by Cincinnati. At least holding up play was Busquets. Good play in the back from Cincinnati. It was Robinson who evaded 3 defenders. Here's Hudeby on the near side, near the midfield stripe. Allende steals a pass, and A good ball from DePaul in the midfield. Allende fed a pass that was blocked. Messi, great ball in the middle, but Alba cannot get there at the last moment. And Celentano clears the ball away into the attacking midfield. And a really bad decision by Inter Miami. Here is Dente, and he sent a ball wide of goal. Noah Allen able to catch up to Dente and force him into a shot that Allen got a foot on. It's going to be a corner kick for FC Cincinnati. Baltasar Rodriguez with a really poor decision to deliver a backwards header that went by Noah Allen. Now Cincinnati off the corner. It was a short corner, and Evander tried to feed a ball in the box. That again is deflected out of play by Inter Miami. Another far side and near side corner coming for the home side as the crowd tries to get FC Cincinnati an advantage. Marcelo Wagon for Inter Miami takes a dive in the box for good gamesmanship measure. So that'll delay play momentarily. 1-0 Inter Miami. Inter Miami has struggled at times on corners this year. Rodriguez looked behind himself, saw Noah Allen, but the backwards header he delivered was way too hard, and Noah Allen did a wonderful job of backtracking. The Greek international to send it across the end line for the first of now what's about to be a second corner sequence for FC Cincinnati. Haglund is having an extremely animated conversation with the referee. Haglund, the right back for FC Cincinnati. Maxi Falcone now having a conversation with Drew Fisher, Inter Miami center back. Looks like we're done conversating. We're ready for a corner. 51st minute. Here is the corner. Outswinger. Headed high into the air by Haglund, and Falcone gets to it for Inter Miami. And he will head it into the far corner. Throw in for Cincinnati. Quick throw. Haglund plays it on to Evander. Evander around Allende to the end line, and Allende played him off the ball. That was really well done by Allende, and Maxi Falcone comes up and congratulates his teammate with an emphatic pair of high fives. Tadeo Allende has really impacted this match, but not in the way you would expect. Not really in the attack from a personal standpoint on the ball, but he's done so much off the ball at this juncture. And here's a long ball from Rocco Rios Novo, and an Inter Miami player just hit the deck hard. The referee says play on, and Drew Fisher stops play. DePaul is absolutely incensed that Tadeo Allende, who's grabbing the back of his head, couldn't earn a whistle. Javier Mascherano is furious on the touchline, and that is a hand to the side of the head of Tadeo Allende. It's a forearm that's delivered by teenage Hudeby in Inter Miami's attacking midfield, and this is the second time that Drew Fisher, the referee, has decided, oh, there's nothing there, when it's clear, it's obvious. Not even on replay, but in real time, there's significant contact. That's just poor from Drew Fisher. It's not good enough. Inter Miami's drawn the 10th fewest fouls in Major League Soccer in the regular season. How does that happen? Especially with a team that's constantly in the attack and scored 81 times in the regular year. Meanwhile, Cincinnati has possession in the middle channel. Brennan about 35 yards away from Inter Miami's Rocco Rios Novo guarded goal. Cincinnati's going to defer back to its defensive half, retrieving Hudeby. Actually coming off his line is Celentano, the former Indiana University product, the goalkeeper for FC Cincinnati. 1-0 to the visitors from South Florida, Inter Miami. Here's a ball from the defensive midfield, played all the way back to Celentano. Inter Miami pressing. Just got to be careful in that spot. Robinson delivers a ball into the attacking midfield. Good turn by Dente. Now he sends it outside right channel. The race is on. Here is a delivery from distance. Maxi Falcone was able to get a leg on it. And then a foul is called as Silvetti came out of there. He came charging forward, and Echenike had to hit Silvetti from behind to keep him from going out on the counter. That was a wonderful defensive play from Maxi Falcone. I mean, that is all-world stuff from Maxi Falcone. Came to Inter Miami from Colo-Colo in Uruguay. Has he had all great moments this year? No, but he has solidified himself, along with Noah Allen, as certainly the two best center backs for Inter Miami this season. Inter Miami quickly into its attacking midfield. Here's Messi, heavy touch for Messi. Nearly was able to play Allende through. Despite that, FC Cincinnati wins the ball in a foul against Inter Miami as Rodriguez made contact. Drew Fisher calls the foul. Rodriguez unhappy with the decision, as you'd imagine. So FC Cincinnati trying to come forward. Here's a good ball up over the top. Inter Miami was calling for an offside. It never came, but Maxi Falcone wins it along his own end line for Inter Miami. Busquets backwards header high into the air, and that allows Keedy to win it for FC Cincinnati. Still in the Inter Miami half. High ball to the penalty D. Allen extinguished that, and now Inter Miami wins the ball in its defensive midfield. Baltasar Rodriguez drives past two different defenders, now three. He's on the left wing, sends a ball left to the box. That's where Silvetti's able to get there, keeps it in play in the far corner, and Silvetti blasts a ball to Jordi Alba in the attacking midfield. It was about 25 yards that Silvetti delivered that. That was a fastball. And then Rodriguez with a ball that Silvetti couldn't get to on the far touchline, and is rolled out to Celentano, Cincinnati's goalkeeper. Inter Miami has found its footing a bit here in this second half for the first time. And Cincinnati sloppy on the ball in their own half, as Buca just simply rolled it across the near touchline. 56-25, 56-26, 1-0 Inter Miami. Inter Miami off the throw in. Messi, left back, goal! It's delivered to the back of the net. Matteo Silvetti, what a time for his first goal in an Inter Miami shirt. Messi to Silvetti as Inter Miami quickly set up the attack off the throw-in. It's 2 to the South Florida side. Inter Miami has a foot into the Eastern Conference Final, just shy of the hour mark. Matteo Silvetti onto the score sheet. Wonderful build-up, and I think Cincinnati was caught off guard. They did not look set. That was absolutely phenomenal for Matteo Silvetti. His first postseason goal for Inter Miami. And it comes in the 56th minute. It was Silvetti who fed Messi in the first half. It's Messi who serves up Silvetti in the second half. And now Inter Miami needs to keep Cincinnati from a quick response. A substitution right before that goal. Luca Orellano came on for Cincinnati. Inter Miami in its left defensive half. Jordi Alba wins a ball. That was delivered from the other side of the pitch. In the attacking midfield, Rodriguez is tripped down to the left of the midfield box on the midfield stripe. Midfield circle, I should say. A little bit of chippiness after the play. 58 minutes in. Inter Miami, right attacking third. Weigand, good touchdown. As he had it on the outside right channel, feeds Allende. Play back to Paul. Now on the touchline, Weigand puts it off Orellano. It'll be an attacking third throw-in from the near right side for Inter Miami. There's a chopped ball. Weygott right of the goal, and he skied a cross all the way right to left across the area, but it's retrieved by Alba of Inter Miami. On the left wing, Baltasar Rodriguez sends it into the middle for Rodrigo to Paul. Straight on, 45 yards away. To Paul now, middle channel, closer, 30 yards away. On to Messi, one-touch Weygott. Messi is going to sidewind his way to the near right touchline. Inter Miami up 2-0 on FC Cincinnati. DePaul along the touchline. Finds Messi, dribbled through traffic, and Busquets comes up to win a ball. A lot of short-range passing here. DePaul's going to deliver it back to Weygott near right touchline, and it's going to be played back to Rocco's Rio Nova. I will tell you right now, that sequence right there where Inter Miami ate a minute off the clock with passing that did not get outside of a 10-yard box is impressive as you'll see in this league. And now Inter Miami back into the attacking half, left to right. Alba into the middle channel. Messi touches it down. Can't be tackled, plays it through. Into the box. Silvetti, left box, cuts back to his right foot, lays it off. Alba trying to fire in a cross, and it's blocked away, and Cincinnati runs on to the end of it. Inter Miami getting back on defense on the counter. Cincinnati unable to get out on the run. Trying to set something up with a little bit more patience. Orishano on the near left touchline. Inter Miami throws numbers back defensively. Left attacking half. This is FC Cincinnati. Keedy, now Orishano, and his platinum blonde hair. To the far right touchline, Haglund. Play through Orishano, can't get on the end of it. Cleared away by Inter Miami, and Haglund has to go retrieve all the way in his own end to the right side of the pitch. Now a long ball forward. Maxi Falcone, his back to the ball, sliding, blasted the ball behind him and away from danger. That was a good weighted ball from 40 yards out, and Falcone took care of it, but job not done. Here is Denke for FC Cincinnati. Plays the ball back to Guidi. He's 35 yards away into the middle channel. Evander tackled away by Lionel Messi. Inter Miami on the counter. Allende running forward. What a ball from Messi. Allende 1v1 with the keeper. Allende in the box, scores! Tadeo Allende from 16 yards slots it by Celentano. That might indeed be the goal that sends Inter Miami into the Eastern Conference Final. It's the second assist for Lionel Messi, and what a calm, cool, collected finish for Tadeo Allende. Incredible! Just masterful. It started with a Messi steal, and then it ended with a Messi assist to Tadeo Allende. Allende, who had drawn the ire of Inter Miami fans all season long for his heavy touches and his inability to finish, and he has 4 goals in the MLS Cup playoff. FC Cincinnati absolutely schooled on the counter, and Celentano didn't have a chance. Allende got into the box. Celentano picked left. Allende shot right. It's the 3rd goal contribution for Lionel Messi, and it's 3-0 Inter Miami in the 63rd minute. A thing of beauty, and it hasn't just been Lionel Messi tonight, but this has been a phenomenal team effort for Inter Miami. Back to front, and Inter Miami is back on the ball. And there's still a lot of football to play here tonight, but right now Javier Mascherano looks like an absolute genius with the 11 that he put on the pitch. And Inter Miami threatening again. Here's Messi charging in from the right wing, had it tackled away at the last moment by a desperate Miles Robinson, trying to hit on the counter Cincinnati. Here they come, and backtracking was Baltasar Rodriguez to break things up, and Inter Miami wins it defensively again. I mean, just snuffed out. Inter Miami's speed, its physicality, its shape, it has all been there. Jordi Alba clapping his hands. in appreciation of Rodriguez as he received the ball on the far side, and now Inter Miami with Marcelo Weigott into the attacking half, sends it back to the opposite side. DePaul had a pass blocked. DePaul won it right back, and a foul as DePaul was clipped on the ankle. Brenner is called for the foul. Inter Miami with that 3-0 lead. Two goals in this second half in the opening 15 minutes of half number 2. It has been a banner night for Inter Miami. They have largely, for the most part, been in complete control. And while DePaul gets looked at by the physios, we're going to see the second substitution come in this evening for FC Cincinnati. Engel will come off. Actually, we're going to have a couple of substitutions, it appears. Yuya Kubo, the Japan international, will come on, and Ayub Jabari will come on as well. The night is over for Ender Echenike, and he sits on the bench with his shirt over his head, despondent, with his team down 3-0. Haglund was the other FC Cincinnati player to come off. And a really physical play in the Inter Miami attacking third as Silvetti is sent barrel rolling to the ground. A foul is called. Silvetti is then called for a foul as he grabbed at Guidi out of frustration as FC Cincinnati won the ball back. And FC Cincinnati gonna try and play out of the back. 66th minute. FC Cincinnati in its own defensive third. Here's Buka. Nice play through. Buka was able to feed it to Kubo. Kubo into the middle. Denke almost got on the end of it. Denke trying to charge through defenders, and Falcone played him off the ball along the left near end line. Inter Miami is so disciplined defensively tonight. There was an opportunity there as a cross was delivered left box, but as Denke approached, it was Matteo Silvetti and Noah Allen who came up. And Allen got a toe on the ball, forcing Denke with a heavy touch, and then Maxi Falcone able to shield Denke off the ball, and Inter Miami with the goal kick. Tadeo Allende overran a ball in Inter Miami's defensive half. And the referee, Drew Fisher, says, I believe, Inter Miami throw in. And Inter Miami's going to take its time because it is an Inter Miami throw in. 67-40 on the second half clock. At this rate, Luis Suarez is not going to need to come into the game for Inter Miami. Cincinnati, though, on the run, off Inter Miami's throw-in. Kubo, outside right, sent it top of the box, played back, and a chunk shot Brenner from the penalty arc, and the crowd groans. FC Cincinnati fans have to be feeling like this is a fruitless affair. Brenner, the former Udinese man in Serie A, and he mishit that badly in his second stint here with FC Cincinnati. Rios Novo in front of his own goal for Inter Miami. Sends the ball about 30 yards away. Allende's played off the ball. Orishano. Allende won it right back. Heavy pressing from Cincinnati. Inter Miami is going to have one more counter opportunity, I would think, here before the end of this match. We have 22 minutes left. Cincinnati is desperate. Evander, right channel, 35 yards out, has to defer. Guidi, far right touchline. Tries to deliver to Denke, right box, and Noah Allen easily gets in front of Denke, doesn't allow him to get on the ball, and it's across the end line and out of play. If this scoreline holds and it's 3-0 Inter Miami, Inter Miami's into the Eastern Conference Final. Tonight, it's Philadelphia playing host to NYCFC. If Philadelphia wins next weekend, Inter Miami will be in the city of brotherly love. If NYCFC wins, then we'll talk to you from Fort Lauderdale next weekend for the Eastern Conference Final. Noah Allen has gone down in the box. Is this Luis Suarez who's warming up? No, it's Tomas Aviles. Tomas Aviles is starting to take off the warm-ups. Javier Mascherano has called Lionel Messi over and they talk tactics. And welcome to minute number 70. There is a despondent buzz that is ringing around this stadium. We are starting to hit funeral levels of quietness here in Cincinnati as Allen with a limp will walk off, and I think Tomas Aviles is coming in right now. This will be the first substitution of the night for Inter Miami. Yep, Noah Allen with a wonderful game at center back for Inter Miami gives way to Tomas Aviles. Aviles taking his time. Allen's fine. He's got a slight limp. A job well done tonight in 70 minutes of action for the homegrown product, Noah Allen. Marco Rios Novo, high ball into the attacking half, and today Oyende working hard. He was grabbed by Hudaby of Cincinnati, who sent a ball across the near touchline, throwing Inter Miami, and that was all today. Oyende throwing his body around. Oyende with goal number 3 tonight for Inter Miami. And off the throw in, Inter Miami will work around the midfield stripe. Left of the midfield O, it's Alba. Onto the far touchline, Matteo Silvetti, who scored the second for Inter Miami. Now Busquets, middle channel, Messi, and it's sent back to Silvetti. Left of the box, Silvetti, low cross! And Rodriguez attempted a step over, but the ball was off the mark for Allende, and it's taken back by Cincinnati. Orishano in the left attacking third, quickly up the pitch on the counter. Overrunning the ball, Alba. Here is Evander with a slow roller from 35 yards, and Rocco Rios Novo not going to have any problem with that. And he is able to clutch the ball into his chest with a knee on the ground. And that is the sign of desperation and no more ideas for Cincinnati. I don't want to speak too soon, but Evander has been a complete non-factor tonight for Cincinnati in 72 minutes. Inter Miami is going to win the ball back in their own half, and it's Tadeo Allende again. He is everywhere. DePaul plays Messi forward. He's in on the keeper, in the box. Messi steps up on the keeper, and a hand on it from Celentano. Knocks it wide of the goal. Messi wanted to chip Celentano. Celentano stayed put. Messi tried to nutmeg Celentano. And actually, did he chunk it? No, the flag was up. He was offside. Messi was offside. Celentano can always tell his grandkids that he had a save on Messi, even though it's not going to count. And Messi might have just chunked it wide trying to chip him. Messi tried to get some style points on that. He didn't try and chip him. He tried to stop on a dime and lift it with his left toes over Celentano. And Inter Miami once again wins the ball back in their own half. And now a ball played through. Allende's in on goal again. Allende into the penalty arc. Allende scores again in the box. Allende blasted it by Celentano. It's a brace for Allende. Inter Miami dominating the match. Today Allende has more than ended it. Today Allende has indeed put Inter Miami 2 wins away from an MLS Cup. It is a masterpiece in Cincinnati for the men in pink. Who is this man today, Allende? And how has he become Lionel Messi incarnate? And today Allende, as he approached the box, he put his left shoulder in the teenage Hudeby and said, "Get off me," and took a step forward and deposited the ball past the right thigh of Roman Celentano. It hasn't only been a beautiful performance for Inter Miami, it has been a bruising, bully performance from Inter Miami. I mean, this has been an absolute beating from start to finish. This team has imposed its will. This team has taken Cincinnati's soul. And Tadeo Allende in the 75th minute is going to come off, and he should feel absolutely phenomenal about himself. This may be the game of Tadeo Allende's life. And now we're going to see Luis Suarez come on for Inter Miami just to get some run here in a 4-0 game. Talasco Segovia in as well. Allende and Rodriguez come off. Tadeo Allende should be unbelievably proud of himself. 4-0, Inter Miami, 75 and a half minutes gone. And the job that Tadeo, I can't stop gushing about him. The job he did, not only with the brace, but all over the pitch, just putting his body into players over and over again. What a sight to behold. Lionel Messi has a goal and 2 assists, and I don't want to disrespect Lionel Messi at all. I never would. But Tadeo Allende has put his claim in for man of the match. And Inter Miami fans, whether you're listening on ESPN 106.3 or ESPN South Florida or watching, listening internationally on YouTube, I am here to tell you that fans are filing out of TQL Stadium in Cincinnati. The white flag is being put up by the fan base. 4-0 Inter Miami. Here's Evander on the outside right channel for Cincinnati. 1v1 against Talasco Segovia, the Venezuelan. Square ball, far side to near side, picked off by Inter Miami and Marcelo Weigand. Weigand, by the way, as well, in his first start in forever, has been real sound at right back, replacing the injured Ian Frey. And a foul for Cincinnati in the Inter Miami half. And Alvis Powell is coming in for FC Cincinnati. Hudaby's night is done. Powell, his 9th postseason for FC Cincinnati, most on the team. His 9th postseason period, I should say. That's the most MLS Cup postseason appearances on this Cincinnati side. And Obino Wobodo has entered for FC Cincinnati as well. A foul against Inter Miami, and as Cincinnati hit the border of its attacking third, it is Maxi Falcone. A win like this, a result like this, don't think it is not going to send reverberations throughout Major League Soccer. It'll be Evander, a free kick from about 40 yards, even with the far right border of the box. Sends a well-paced delivery into the area. It's still loose, left box. And Cincinnati has it back. And now Inter Miami has it as DePaul made a tackle, grabs the ball away. Luis Suarez hits the deck as he was contacted, trying to help Inter Miami get out on the counter. I hate to say I told you so, but in the 65th minute, didn't I say Inter Miami was going to have more counter opportunities? And they've had 2. Messi, who was in on goal, but he was offside. And then Tadeo Allende, with goal number 4, was the second counter after Allende had scored on the counter previously. Inter Miami right back in the right attacking third. Silvetti now playing on the right. He pushes it forward right of the box. Here is DePaul. DePaul, low delivery. He wanted Segovia. It was mishit. And Evander with the steal at the top of his own area. And now Cincinnati trying to push forward. Here is the Japanese international, Yuya Kubo. Full speed ahead against Falcone. Tackled it, but Kubo got it back, and he sends a left-footed shot from 25 yards right at Rocco Rios Novo. Catches it in his chest and nestles it into the turf. It has been a complete performance tonight for Inter Miami. But there have been a lot of them lately, I have to say. This team playing its best football, the most important time of the year, in what has been a very up and down season at times for Inter Miami. Supporters Shield winners a year ago, bounced out of the opening round of the playoffs by Atlanta. Not only Supporter Shield winners, but the greatest regular season in the history of Major League Soccer. This year, it took Javier Mascherano a while to figure out what exactly was going to work. But Inter Miami is about to head to the Eastern Conference Final. In the middle channel, here is a poor shot from 25 yards out, sprayed to the left of Rocco Rios Novo's goal by Elvis Powell. Again, Cincinnati doesn't have any ideas. Gonzalo Lujan, welcome to the match. Inter Miami center back. Matteo Silvetti will come off. A great job done by Matteo Silvetti. I think Yannick Bright is going to make an appearance as well. Yep. As Jordi Alba backsits. Yannick Bright newly extended for Inter Miami. A dream result for Inter Miami. This is a place, Cincinnati, where Inter Miami has not won since 2021. They lost 6-1 in their trip last year. They lost 3-0 back in July here at this venue. And tonight it's been a masterclass. It'll be a free kick about 35 yards away, straight on for Evander. Some pushing and shoving and positioning. Keedy sends it on to Evander, who drives towards goal. His shot is blocked away by Marcelo Wagon. And the run is on for Inter Miami. They're going to win it in their own third. And a high punt clearance for Maxi Falcone. And Orishano is going to have to retrieve in his own half. Now a long ball forward. Kubo left foot, and he put a shot wide, upper left. It was a misplay from Inter Miami defensively, one of the few mishaps tonight for them. Kubo just outside the upper right. Put a prodigious left foot into it after he got by Lujan, but he was a bit off balance on the shot as he approached the right side of the penalty arc. And Rios Novo just watched it sail away by plenty. Pat Noonan, FC Cincinnati manager, looks on in disbelief. He cannot believe the listless performance his team has put on tonight. Inter Miami just had a player ripped down in the midfield, and Cincinnati wins the ball back. Near left touchline, left attacking third. It is Powell. Now a ball lifted into the box, and coming up to make the play in his left box is Rios Novo, and he sidewinds a throw onto Talasco Segovia on the money, and right into the Segovia breadbasket. Here's Luis Suarez in the defensive midfield. Good touchdown on a ball that came over his shoulder. Now Segovia comes forward. He comes into the left channel, into the right attacking third. Segovia trying to play through Suarez. Back heel, back to Segovia. Right foot blocked away by Powell of Cincinnati. That looked promising for Inter Miami. Yannick Bright then wins it along the far touchline. He's left to the box, and he will deliver it back to the Far touchline, 30 yards out. Now Messi in the middle channel. A little 1-2 action with Suarez. Oh, Suarez had a return pass, tried to feed it, but Suarez won it back. Lifts the ball to Paul, and he can't quite get there to the lower right of the penalty area. And it's out of play. Messi, goal in the 19th. Silvetti in the 57th. Allende in the 62nd and the 74th. And it's 4-0 Inter Miami. And we have less than 6 minutes to play here tonight. Rodrigo to Paul. Wonderful defensive play again. How many times have I said that tonight? Orishano didn't even hear DePaul come into Paul. Easily slid the ball off of Orishano's feet from behind. Lionel Messi, a goal and 2 assists tonight. Matteo Silvetti, the youngster, who is going to be one of the next great stars for Argentina. He had a goal. And Tadeo Allende, whose stock has risen exponentially in these MLS Cup playoffs, with goals 4 and 5 in this campaign, 2 of them here tonight. Inter Miami turns it over in their own half. Not a great ball from Yannick Bright. Inter Miami made the decision to keep Luis Suarez on the bench after his suspension for Game 3 of the Nashville series, and Inter Miami played extremely well in the attack. It looked fluid, it looked strong, and that's continued into tonight. There will be questions this week about Suarez and what he's going to do next week, but I would suspect he will come on as a sub again. Oh, Lionel Messi is going to get a ball in the right attacking third, and he just nutmegged Powell, and now he charges middle channel. Here's Messi, plays through, Rodrigo to Paul. It was blocked by the keeper, Celentano, and it's out of play across the end line. DePaul tried to chip Celentano, couldn't quite lift it enough. Lionel Messi, wonderful footwork. DePaul, a great run. DePaul with the right foot, and Celentano reached out his right arm to take it down. But don't look now. Inter Miami back in the right attacking third, but Yannick Bright couldn't hook up with Messi, and Cincinnati into the midfield quickly. 86-20, 86-21. Oh, wonderful job by Kubo. Great footwork. Sends it off Brenner, and Brenner simply lost the ball onto Wagon. That's the type of night it's been for FC Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati looks defeated. They looked heavy-legged. And they look like they just want to get back to the dressing room. And I don't blame them. They have been punked on their home field tonight. Rodrigo to Paul for Inter Miami in his own third. Just toying with Orishano, and then he's knocked to the ground and fouled. Well, the break did Inter Miami well, the international break. Messi has just played through Luis Suarez, in on goal. Here's Suarez, and he just chunked the ball well wide. I mean, extremely wide. Near post to far post. Suarez was in on goal, but a defender was able to come from behind, cut off an angle for Suarez, and he mishit it. Lionel Messi should have probably had 2 assists in the last 2 minutes. Today, Allende, 2 goals for Inter Miami. Messi has scored, Silvetti has scored, and Inter Miami has scored its way into the Eastern Conference Final. Long ball ahead. This is going to be tracked by Lujan of Inter Miami before it got to Kubo in the box. Miami to the left of its own area. Lujan now sent into the box for Falcone. And well done by Inter Miami. Busquets. They're just making it look really easy. And Inter Miami couldn't win a tackle with Busquets as it was played back from the midfield. Inter Miami scrapping though, but a foul is called on Yannick Bright. This will be a fairly dangerous free kick situation from about 30 yards for Cincinnati. This is the best free kick opportunity they've had all night, and it comes as we approach the 89th minute. Javier Mascherano, what a job he did coming up with the tactics and the formation tonight. He said before the game, talking with Apple TV, we prepared well, we feel as if nothing's in doubt. And boy, was he right. Here's the free kick from Evander, and he sends a souvenir into the seats 20 rows up. Evander's such a pest for Inter Miami this season. Evander, such a great regular season, 18 goals, 15 assists, and he and his side are going to go out with a whimper in the 2025 MLS Cup playoffs. And this is not FC Cincinnati playing poorly. This is Inter Miami just leaning on them all night, dictating absolutely everything in the attack, defensively, 1v1, physicality, precision, game plan, everything. And this all really started with the regular season finale whitewash of Nashville. What we're seeing here from Inter Miami. It's dazzling, but it's also punishing. And Inter Miami hadn't really found the punishing part all year until now. And I'm trying to properly put it into proper verbiage, just how forceful Inter Miami has been. And now here they come into the attacking third once again. Bright was looking for Suarez. It was cleared back by Wobedo of Cincinnati. Rolled it onto his keeper, Celentano. Only 2 minutes of additional time. Extra time presented by your South Florida Audi dealers. Test drive the Q5 e-tron today at your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiOffers.com to learn more. Cincinnati, left of the box. Powell battling Weygott. Now it's sent to the middle channel just outside the penalty arc. Brenner worked around Kubo outside the upper right of the area. Kubo, left-footed dribbling shot from outside the area to Rocco Rios Novo. Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets playing at least one more match in their pro careers, and it'll come next weekend. In what would be the ultimate fairy tale, they're playing 2 more matches. Messi, great feed left box. Segovia onto his right foot. Segovia left to the 6-yard box, and he wanted to feed Suarez, who was making a run back post. Celentano was able to dive and snag it out of midair. We have 10 seconds left. This is going to be a pretty quick whistle, I would think, from the referee. 4-0 Inter Miami. Overwhelming from the South Florida side. Orishano feeds it left of the box. Wobedo for Cincinnati. Wobedo against Weygott. Wobedo is going to be played off the ball. It stays on the end line. Weygott just boxing out Wobedo and then won the ball back. And then a foul is called, and there is the final whistle. A bullying, punishing, overwhelming, tactical masterpiece where Inter Miami through vast stretches was absolutely perfect. Inter Miami leaves no doubt, and they finally are able to break the Cincinnati curse. They come in to the southern tip of Ohio and impose their will. Inter Miami 4, FC Cincinnati 0. And Inter Miami fans, it is off to the Eastern Conference Final, to the MLS semifinals for the first time in franchise history. Lionel Messi got the scoring started in the 18th minute on a goal that was delivered from Matteo Silvetti. It was Messi returning the favor early in the second half. Silvetti with the tally, and then Tadeo Allende took over. An assist from Lionel Messi, and then Allende in on goal once again, beat Celentano, and that is all that Inter Miami needed. 4-0, Inter Miami with the win. The story before the match, Luis Suarez listed as a substitute. The story after the match, Inter Miami playing its best soccer of the entire season, and they're doing it with trophies on the line, with trophies in the distance, with a trophy on the horizon that they can see, but they still need 2 more victories to achieve putting a hand on it. But Inter Miami They are feeling as confident as they have all season long. Next up, the winner of Philadelphia Union and NYCFC. That match will kick off about a half an hour from now. The man of the match, Lionel Messi, a goal and 3 assists tonight. Tadeo Allende with his 2 goals, but it doesn't begin to describe his performance because he really played box to box. Inter Miami, absolutely phenomenal in every aspect of the game tonight. Truly, truly a joy to watch and a joy to celebrate. And Inter Miami fans, we will talk to you next weekend. If Philadelphia wins, it'll be in Pennsylvania. If Inter Miami watches NYCFC win tonight, then we will talk to you from Fort Lauderdale, South Florida. Your final scoreline for a final time, TQL Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio. Inter Miami 4, FC Cincinnati 0. And Inter Miami is on to the Eastern Conference Final. Mike Rizzo has your post-game show after this from the network studios in West Palm Beach. Good night from Cincinnati, 4-0, Inter Miami, and they're in to the conference final. Good night, everybody.
Putting the ball behind the keeper takes lots and lots and lots of tireless work that leads to something brilliant. It's the same with PNC Bank. They take a smart, practical approach with your money so you can score brilliant financial goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. Visit pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
What does 268 horsepower sound like? You're hearing it right now. This is the Audi A5. With breathtaking acceleration that commands attention. Precision crafted to bring the thrill to every turn. This is powerful performance. The Audi A5.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
For nearly 30 years, Jay Zolo & Associates has helped local businesses harness the full power of QuickBooks. This holiday season, they're thankful for the confidence their clients place in them year after year. From setup and cleanup to troubleshooting, management, and personalized QuickBooks training, Jay Zolo brings clarity and reliability to your financial process. Jay Zolo makes QuickBooks work the way it should for the way you work. Visit jzolo.com to learn more. That's jzollo.com.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Not all moves reflect your lifestyle. At Safebound Luxury, we provide white glove services tailored for high-end homes, fine art, and designer furnishings. Our expert team ensures every piece is packed, transported, and placed with precision and care. If you're relocating a residence that deserves more than a basic move, schedule your private consultation today at safeboundluxury.com to experience the difference. This isn't just a move. This is the art of moving.
PNC Bank salutes you, Soccer on the Radio listener. While others will just read about the match, you're laser focused on every detail. At PNC Bank, we get it. We're all in on helping you make smart money moves and score your financial goals. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts and Brilliantly Boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
A turnover. Jordi Alba in the left attacking half. DePaul lets it play through to Messi. Messi 35 yards out. Sends it left of the box. Silvetti now into the lower left of the box. Slices across and a header goal. Lionel Messi. He was trailing the play. Silvetti picked him out. Argentina to Argentina. Inter Miami strikes first. Lionel Messi. MLS Cup playoff goal number 6 in 2025. 1-0 to the visitors. 18th minute. It was perfectly executed. A pinpoint pass for Silvetti. He has the assist. Messi has the goal. Inter Miami has the advantage. And the South Florida side draws first blood.
Beat down in Cincinnati. 4-0. Inter Miami on their way to the Eastern Conference Final. Welcome on in, folks, to your halftime show. I'm Mike Rizzo, and we are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Test drive the brand new A5 today, or visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. AudiUSA.com to learn more. An avalanche of goals for Inter Miami in the second half. 3 total. Lionel Messi assisting on all 3. You had Matteo Silvetti score in the 57th minute, and then you had Tadio Allende find the back of the net in the 62nd and the 74th. Lionel Messi gets man of the match. Shocker. Messi, man of the match with the goal and 3 assists. Let's go through your match facts. Inter Miami dominating once again 4-0, your final score. Inter Miami winning the possession battle 51% to 49. Expected goals at a 2.89 for our Herons. 14 total shots, 6 on target, 6 big chances, and only 2 missed for Inter Miami. On the Cincinnati side, they were at a .88 XG, 14 total shots, 5 on target, 2 big chances, 2 big chances missed. No big chances in the second half for Cincinnati. All of Cincinnati's big chances coming in that first half. And if you were listening to me in the first half, or rather at the halfway mark during our Inter Miami halftime report presented by Audi, I told you guys that, Inter Miami was up 1-0, but there are a couple of chances on both sides for teams. That was not the case in the second half. Inter Miami putting the nail in the coffin, in my opinion at least, in that 62nd minute. Obviously, in the 74th, making it 4, there was no way Cincinnati was coming back. And you heard the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, say on the broadcast in the 75th minute after Allende scored, fans were leaving the stadium. There was still 20 minutes of time left. There were 4 or 5 minutes of extra time. Fans were leaving in the 75th minute at 4-0. Inter Miami completely dominating in the second half, and our Herons are through to the Eastern Conference Final. Let's take our first time out of the postgame show. Once again, if you're just joining us, Inter Miami 4, FC Cincinnati 0. Inter Miami with Lionel Messi on the squad, a la since 2023, has not beaten FC Cincinnati. That ended tonight with a truly pulverizing victory for our Herons, 4-0. Inter Miami will await the winner of Philadelphia and NYCFC. And when we return, I'll tell you what exactly that would look like on your Inter Miami radio network.
What does 268 horsepower sound like? You're hearing it right now. This is the Audi A5. With breathtaking acceleration that commands attention. Precision crafted to bring the thrill to every turn. This is powerful performance. The Audi A5.
Download the ESPN South Florida app today and get the latest on local shows like Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo. Get some ESPN podcasts or get the high school sports updates in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. Curious about what Mike Rizzo had to say about Aaron Rodgers? It's on the app. Wasn't able to find the score of the West Boca High School football game? It's on the app. Want to catch the Inter Miami live broadcast? You guessed it. It's on the app. Go download the ESPN South Florida app today and get your fix on all things sports right here in Palm Beach County.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
What does 268 horsepower sound like? You're hearing it right now. This is the Audi A5. With breathtaking acceleration that commands attention. Precision crafted to bring the thrill to every turn. This is powerful performance. The Audi A5.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
And now a ball play through. Allende's in on goal again. Allende into the penalty arc. Allende scores again in the box. Allende blasted by Celentano. It's a brace for Allende. Inter Miami dominating the match. Today Allende has more than ended it. Today Allende has indeed put Inter Miami 2 wins away from an MLS Cup. It is a masterpiece in Cincinnati for the men in pink.
It is the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, on the call. Final score 4-0. Inter Miami, for the first time in club history, is in the Eastern Conference Final. Now, I mentioned in our first segment of the postgame show, presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer, visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. I mentioned that Inter Miami is awaiting the winner of tonight's other conference semifinal matchup that's going to happen tonight, Philadelphia and NYCFC. The game's going to be played in Philadelphia. If Philadelphia wins the fixture, Inter Miami will go on the road once again and play in Philadelphia. Philadelphia finished the regular season with the best record in the MLS this year and winning the Supporters' Shield. On the flip side of things, if NYCFC is able to pull off the upset, Inter Miami would host NYCFC here in South Florida. So, folks, keep an eye on the 7:45 fixture that's about to start here in the next 20 minutes. Keep an eye on it tonight because it'll determine where Inter Miami will be in the Eastern Conference Final, if it's either at home here in South Florida or on the road in Philadelphia. Let's now go through all of our goal-scoring highlights, which happened in this conference semifinal. Inter Miami winners 4-0 over Cincinnati. Lionel Messi opened up the scoring in this one in the 18th minute. It was a header goal assisted by Matteo Silvetti.
A turnover. Jordi Alba in the left attacking half. DePaul lets a play through to Messi. Messi 35 yards out. Sends it left of the box. Silvetti now into the lower left of the box. Slices across and a header goal. Lionel Messi. He was trailing the play. Silvetti picked him out. Argentina to Argentina. Inter Miami strikes first. Lionel Messi. MLS Cup playoff goal number 6 in 2025. 1-0 to the visitors. 18th minute. It was perfectly executed. A pinpoint pass for Silvetti. He has the assist. Messi has the goal. Inter Miami has the advantage. And the South Florida side draws first blood.
That was a lone goal in the first half. We got to the halfway point. It was 1-0. I mentioned Inter Miami turning on the Jets in the second half. Matteo Silvetti, who started for Luis Suarez today. Suarez was available after being suspended against Nashville in the final game in Game 3 of a best 2 out of 3 series. Inter Miami obviously winning and winning tonight 4-0. But Suarez was available. He came off of the bench instead. Silvetti got the start, and Coach Mascherano looked like a genius.
Messi, left back, goal! It's delivered to the back of the net. Matteo Silvetti, what a time for his first goal in an Inter Miami shirt. Messi to Silvetti as Inter Miami quickly set up the attack off the throw-in. It's 2 to the South Florida side. Inter Miami has a foot into the Eastern Conference Final, just shy of the hour mark.
So at this point in the game, Matteo Silvetti had an assist and a goal. The teenager from Argentina, making his mark on the match. So hats off to Matteo Silvetti in a game where a lot of people were scratching their heads as to why he was even in the starting lineup over a veteran like Luis Suarez. But with a goal and assist in the game, he came up huge for Coach Mascherano and our Inter Miami Herons. Another man who came up huge in the game and who's came up big in the MLS playoffs time and time again was Tadio Allende. Allende had a brace in the game. Let's take a listen to that first goal in the 62nd minute.
Back away by Lionel Messi. Inter Miami on the counter. Allende running forward. What a ball from Messi. Allende 1v1 with the keeper. Allende in the box. Scores! Today Allende from 16 yards slots it by Celentano. That might indeed be the goal that sends Inter Miami into the Eastern Conference Final. It's the second assist for Lionel Messi, and what a calm, cool, collected finish for Tadeo Allende. Incredible!
I mentioned Allende having a plethora of goals in the MLS playoffs, and he was truly been in form. He has been the second best player on Inter Miami behind arguably the greatest player in the world, Lionel Messi, and the Celta Vigo lone player making his mark. You know, obviously Silvetti making his mark with a goal and an assist. Allende doing it in the 62nd minute, and he wasn't done. Here's Allende again, 4-0, 74th minute.
And now a ball played through. Allende's in on goal again. Allende into the penalty arc. Allende scores again in the box. Allende blasted it by Celentano. It's a brace for Allende. Inter Miami dominating the match. Tadeo Allende has more than ended it. Tadeo Allende has indeed put Inter Miami 2 wins away from an MLS Cup. It is a masterpiece in Cincinnati for the men in pink.
Silvetti and Allende coming up big for Inter Miami and coming at a great time. Inter Miami on their way to the Eastern Conference Final, and once again they are awaiting the victory, or rather they are awaiting the winner of Philadelphia and NYCFC coming up here in about 8 15 minutes. We're going to take our final timeout of the postgame show. When we return, we'll continue to break down the matchup that happened 4-0 Inter Miami winners over FC Cincinnati. Keep it locked in right here on your Inter Miami postgame show on ESPN 106.3.
A bicycle kick is a risky move, and risky can be exciting for soccer, but not for your money. PNC Bank believes boring is better. It's the smart and steady way to manage your finances and save the excitement for all you want to do in life. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud to sponsor Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Safebound Moving and Storage is growing. We're looking for new movers and drivers who lead by example, show up ready, and take pride in their work. If you're dependable, willing to learn, and thrive in a fast-paced environment, you'll fit right in. This isn't just a job, it's a career. Do you have what it takes? If so, visit safeboundmoving.com to apply today. Safeboundmoving.com.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
For nearly 30 years, Jay Zolo and Associates has helped local businesses harness the full power of QuickBooks. This holiday season, they're thankful for the confidence their clients place in them year after year. From setup and cleanup to troubleshooting, management, and personalized QuickBooks training, Jay Zolo brings clarity and reliability to your financial process. Jay Zolo makes QuickBooks work the way it should for the way you work. Visit jzolo.com to learn more. That's JZOLLO.com.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Messi, left back, goal! It's delivered in the back of the net. Matteo Silvetti, what a time for his first goal in an Inter Miami shirt. Messi to Silvetti as Inter Miami quickly set up the attack off the throw-in. It's 2 to the South Florida side. Tackled away by Lionel Messi. Inter Miami on the counter. Allende running forward. What a ball from Messi. Allende 1v1 with the keeper. Allende in the box scores! Today Allende from 16 yards. Slots it by Celentano. That might indeed be the goal that sends Inter Miami into the Eastern Conference Final.
Allende wasn't done after that, as we just heard here on your Inter Miami Radio Network. 4-0. Inter Miami winners. Allende with 2 goals in the game coming in the second half. 62nd minute and the 75th. On the opposite side of things, Cincinnati, 0 goals. Inter Miami winning in Cincinnati for the first time with Lionel Messi on the team in 2023. Or rather, since 2023, excuse me. Big time win for Inter Miami. It's the first time Inter Miami is going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mentioned that they are awaiting the winner of tonight's matchup, which is starting in about 15 minutes between NYCFC and Philadelphia. Philadelphia hosting. Obviously, they won the Supporter Shield. They have home field throughout the playoffs. If Philly wins, Inter Miami's on their way to Philadelphia. If NYCFC wins, They come down here in South Florida. Once again, they'll final score 4-0. Lionel Messi, a goal and 3 assists. Matteo Silvetti, a goal and an assist. And Tadio Allende with 2 goals in the second half. We all thought when we got the lineup sheet that Inter Miami was going to be running 5 at the back. It turns out they were really running a 4-3-3 in an uber attacking lineup. And give credit to Coach Mascherano, who hit all of the right buttons tonight. Let's continue, or rather, let's hope that continues as we roll on here, as we hopefully have our Inter Miami Herons hoisting that MLS Cup trophy on December 6th. But the next time we will talk to you guys is TBD. It's either Saturday or Sunday. The conference finals fixtures are going to be Saturday and Sunday of next weekend. Regardless, I will be here with the pregame, halftime, and postgame, and the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, will be on the call. One more time, final score 4-0. Inter Miami awaiting the winners of Philadelphia and NYCFC. We will talk to you guys again next weekend. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you later. Goodbye.
We now return to our regularly scheduled programming already in progress on ESPN 1.